Welcome back to Factory Sealed. It is June 5th, 2016. My name's Eric Peterson. Joining me today, Mr. Daniel Watt Curtis.
All right, my legs.
We got Tom Yamas Jeeves Reagan.
Yo.
And Jess the Game Finisher Clarkson.
Obviously.
Duh. Good games. Hi, guys.
What's up, everybody?
Guess what?
What?
It is episode 100.
Oh, shit, son.
Get some! You've been queuing that up, haven't you?
Oh, yes.
Like, just waiting to play that.
Yep.
Love it.
I mean,
Copyright
need a
infringement
soundboard.
oh, God, now I gotta edit that out.
Why?
What?
Well, wait, it was less than a certain amount of seconds. So, yeah, screw you, copyright! And it's posted on the internet. Apparently nothing is copywritten on the internet, right?
Oh.
Yeah, just steal
You
everything.
can Google it. You can use it.
Hey, as long as they're streaming this and not downloading it, then it's fine.
How many seconds are you allowed of somebody else's?
As many as
Content.
you want. This is America. You made something
yeah.
and I want it, I'm going to take it.
They got you, yeah.
Yeah. Come on, Tom, you're planning on
That is
moving
why
here.
they have guns, Tom.
Yeah, learn the way.
I'm trying to get used to this freedom, but I'm so used to my shackles.
Yeah, it's so free.
Ugh. Can't wait to get these things off.
But this freedom ain't free.
No, good point. You have to work for that freedom.
Yeah. You got to earn it.
Earn it. Pay your
You
taxes.
got to get these stars and stripes. You got to earn them.
Respect the authority.
These colors don't run. You don't like it, you can leave. Love it or leave it.
Excuse me, which way to the 7-Eleven? Back the way you came.
We don't want none of you here. The hell was that?
That was a loading a pump-action shotgun.
It sounded like you were kicking rocks.
It's a very old shotgun. It hadn't
Either that or
loaded it.
your shotgun. It's like one of those that cracks open in the half, like in the middle.
Yeah, you know the ones.
Oh, the side-by-side. It's a little
side-by-side.
rusty
Is that
from
what
the
it's
sounds
called?
of it. I mean,
See, on Red Dead Redemption, they were the best ones for shooting horses.
oh my God, were they ever the best? Especially from the top of the stagecoach.
Yeah.
You guys are the worst.
Yeah.
I used to like putting the horse on the train tracks and waiting for the train. That was the best.
Holy shit.
I don't think. See, we never did that because the trains don't run in the multiplayer.
Oh.
They don't.
No.
They should.
It's for that very reason.
Yes.
Well, there was a trophy for
What's
chucking
the-
somebody on the tracks and letting the train run over them.
Well, I think that's a single-player trophy.
Yes, it was.
Yeah.
It was funny.
Yeah.
So it's
Yeah,
not
that's-
relevant.
Yeah, we weren't talking about single-player, Dan.
Sorry.
God.
God,
Stay
what
on
is this?
topic.
Amateur hour?
Well, fuck you.
Fuck me. Well, fuck them, too.
Yeah, fuck everyone.
I mean, let's just get a veritable ghost attack going.
Not the ghost attack again.
I'm going to see how many times I can just slip that into conversation today.
It's been quite a few already.
Yes, but not everybody is privy to the wonder that is Factory Sealed Unwrapped. That's their loss, though.
You could hear all about ghost attacks.
Daniel,
Well, hello.
how are you?
I'm very well, thank you. How are you?
Fantastic. I do have to compliment you on your new, wonderfully clear-sounding internet.
Well, thank you very much. Isn't it lovely?
Yeah, and
I've got it
hasn't gone
special
wrong.
for the 100th episode, then it's gone.
There's a small part of me that really hopes your internet just dies halfway through the show.
I wouldn't be surprised. You know, this is my luck.
I mean, there was an episode where we had a special guest on, and your internet your electricity just turned
Yes,
off.
the electricity in the street went off that week.
Does that not happen where you are, Eric?
No, because I live in a civilized country.
You must get power cuts.
Never.
Really?
Okay, and if we do, there's a big power cut because a squirrel got curious and chewed through a wire and took down the power for like a quarter of the city once. But it's not because shit just turns off.
Did that squirrel survive?
Oh, hell no.
Shit. You must get power cuts. I refuse to believe
No, it's
that.
not like rolling brownouts or anything.
We've just got.
No.
I've just got a wheel on the side of my house, which has to keep going.
How much do you have to pay Crystal to crank that during the show?
Oh, I've got an old guy outside who does it for me, but he got tired that week.
Oh. Gotta get
See,
Bert.
because I live on a road which goes through my house, there's no electrical infrastructure really, so we've had to make our own
I see.
using a crank system outside.
You know how they do water wheels where they put it by a stream and then the water coming down rolls the wheel? You should do that, but with the cars that pass. So every car hits it and turns it around.
Why didn't I think of this?
I mean, I think you'd actually end up with a really large automobile accident in your living room.
There's always a risk of that anyway.
Going to get a sandwich is a dangerous affair.
It is, yes.
Yeah.
Do you know where they don't have power issues? America.
Duh.
I mean, just had
whole
this
of
discussion.
America.
Did you blank out for 2 minutes?
No. Just trying to solidify that
Yeah.
fact,
Okay.
I mean, anytime you say America, I'm going to agree.
obviously.
America.
Yeah.
America.
Yep.
America.
Oh, yeah.
You like that one?
Oh, yeah.
There's a ghost in here.
Every time you say America, my nipples twitch.
Shut the hell up about the ghost.
No. Oh, man. How is everybody?
Yeah, good to be
Glorious.
back. It's nice to be stupid again.
It is. It's been 2 weeks. There's a lot that's happened in 2 weeks.
A lot.
Yeah.
A
What have you been doing?
A lot.
I went to Wisconsin,
Ooh.
Oh.
and let me tell you what.
You miss it.
Even by standards of having lived there for 25 years, this 5-day trip was a shit show. I landed on Thursday. Within 6 hours, I'd already been to a brewery, had a bunch of beer, and gone golfing, and had a bunch more beer, and cheese, and cigars. Within 6 hours of landing. Hammered drunk.
Did you look at any pottery?
Pottery, no.
Oh.
Why would I look at pottery?
It's your cheese and pottery podcast.
No.
Come on.
No. I didn't.
America.
Yeah, America. Cheese, beer.
And giant things to straddle.
I think that's the gauntlet of straddling pictures, guys.
I honestly don't know
I can't believe how big that
how
thing
anyone
is.
can top it.
I don't think you could top it unless you were riding a rocket.
Okay, so a little context here. On Friday morning, my friend and I went golfing, and we decided to stop and get some lunch. And we're eating at a restaurant at this truck stop, and look out the window and see this giant deer from a distance. But we were really far away. We really didn't have any scope of how large it was. And we saw this little girl climb up on it. And we looked at each other and were like, well, if she can do it, I mean, naturally, we have to do it now. So not only is peer pressure a real thing, it has no age boundaries. We were peer pressured into something by a 9-year-old girl. But of course we didn't want to show her up, so we waited till she and her family left, and then we hopped in our car, drove over there, and straddled the living hell out of that deer.
A sentence that does not get said very often.
No.
I mean, it's a sweet straddling picture, I have to admit. I was quite
It is.
pleased.
It is possibly the most spectacular one you've ever done.
There was a larger orange moose around the corner, probably about 6 feet taller, but there was no way to get up to it.
So you need to try harder. You should have went and got a ladder.
Or a rope.
Yeah, I'm flying there this afternoon now.
I mean, you may as well. They don't even have an airport.
I'm just going to
Just
jump from
crash
the
into the
plane
sea.
right onto the moose.
Just onto it, just skydive
Just
into
onto
it.
Yeah.
I mean,
I
that'd be
need
the
to
sweetest
find-
straddling picture. Like, if you could snap it as you're landing, arm up, hand on crotch, and then your parachute still open above you. That
I
would
think
be
that
the
would
best.
beat a Jess.
God.
We still don't have a good Jess straddling picture.
I know. Like I don't. There are 0 animal statues around me
There's
at
not
all
even a big
times.
Animal
moose.
statues.
No,
You
see,
find
that's the
them
thing.
everywhere.
I feel like you need to be looking for it.
I googled fun
who's
animal statues Toronto, and like 2 things came up, and they were like a foot tall.
That would do.
I just thought of another one in Lacrosse that I need to straddle when I go back in October. It is a 12-foot sunfish. They use it for the parade, and sometimes they leave it parked by the river.
Appropriate.
I'm making a
place.
note. Straddle.
See, I found a giant fish in Australia to straddle, but unfortunately it was in the middle of a kids' play park. So I figured if I did that,
Yeah.
people might think I was a bit weird.
So my buddy that was with me, he and I always have contests for straddling different things. It's kind of where it started from. And he sent me a picture about 2 days after I flew home. And he has a daughter that's the same age as mine. And they found this mother and daughter bear statue, full size. He managed to get his daughter not only to sit on it, but to raise her arm up like she's straddling it and snap the picture at the perfect time.
That's amazing.
Starting them young. It's a fantastic hobby.
I need
It's
to
an
find
unusual
something.
one.
Yeah.
I got some weird looks when I was straddling like national monuments up the West Coast.
One of my favorite Eric straddling pictures is the one where you're on the bushes in San Francisco. That just makes me laugh.
On
Oh,
Lombard
yeah.
Street.
Yeah. I was like, how did you straddle Lombard Street? Oh, okay.
I got a lot of weird looks on that one because basically it looked like I
There's
was
just so many people there.
rusting into this bush.
There's never empty. That street always has tourists on it.
No, see, that's
See?
the thing. Like, professional straddling, you need to not give a shit what people think. Like,
Yeah, no,
if you want to put
I
something
get
between
it.
your legs, you just put it between your legs.
It's all about
Avert your eyes,
perspective.
Cynthia. That man is straddling a
Perseverance.
bush.
Creativity, too, because I wanted to straddle Alcatraz, and I wanted to straddle the Golden Gate Bridge, but I sure as hell wasn't going to pay for a boat ride out there and then climb to the roof and straddle it. I'm like, I'm just going to straddle something in front of it. That's technically creatively straddling Alcatraz.
You're going to start a new trend, like when everyone does the holding the Leaning Tower Pisa moment.
God.
People are going to try to straddle Alcatraz now.
Or
I couldn't
planking.
find anything to straddle at Alcatraz. And
You were
I was
creative.
looking hard.
No,
You
it's-
haven't
You
reached
don't have
Eric
to
level.
think about it, Tom. You just straddle it. You just whatever you see, you just straddle it.
Yeah.
I guess I could have got.
Fits between your legs, and even if it doesn't, give it a shot. Like that bridge.
But I wouldn't do it with people because that's usually frowned upon.
That
Yes.
that
I-
bridge that I straddled, Tom, on the golf
I feel
course.
like we need to go back, though,
yes.
to see if it fits between your legs. Go for it. The life lessons from
'Cause I'm
Factory
looking for
Seals.
animals.
Is that what you live by, Jess?
Yep.
All right, whatever.
All day, every day.
This fits. Ooh, this fits.
Oh God.
So I raised the gauntlet, or I threw the gauntlet down, raised the bar for straddling. I feel like I also raised the bar for drunk messaging all of you.
Yes, you did.
Oh yes.
Oh my god.
I woke up the next morning.
Let's have a look at some of these.
Oh, God, yes. I woke up the next morning and read back through it. I'm like, wow, game on, Tom.
See, I got up that morning and read them all, and I just had no idea what was
That would
going
have been
on.
a hot mess.
Yeah. Yeah, because
So,
I just woke up.
some
in the morning.
context to the situation. I flew out of the Twin Cities. My sister-in-law lives up there, and I was going to just ride back up with her after Memorial Day and stay with her, and then she's going to take me to the airport the next day. So we went to visit my other sister-in-law, and in the process of that, we decided, oh, the NBA Finals are on. Let's go watch that because she doesn't have TV or internet or anything at her house. She's like, we'd just be sitting there doing nothing. All right, fine. Went out, met some of her friends, and it was just all downhill from there. Did you find these messages, Dan?
Yes.
Okay.
My
We
favourite
talk a
one
lot.
is where My favourite one is the one where you're just taking a picture from underneath and it says McDonald's. And then Jess's reply is just those chins, though.
It wasn't even spelled properly, though.
McDonald's.
M-I-C, Donald's.
It's just funny.
Good old
So
Mick.
we stayed and watched the game, and then somebody in her party's like, "Oh, this restaurant down the way's got dollar burgers." I think I said something about like $1 American money cheeseburgers.
Yep. On a cowboy sports bar watching the NBA finals and Furge Kig beer, we're going to get $1 American money cheeseburgers. These people at the bar love my unicycle video.
Oh my god, I was showing that.
Wow.
Then afterwards, going tactic Donald's, McDonald's, the fucking Golden Arches Supper Club, then
It makes McDonald's sound so nice.
then McDonald's. Those chins, though.
Oh my god, then I sent you guys a picture. I need to buy a Tuxedo.
No, wait on. Then bug. It sounds like I'd get crabs of the M07th. Maybe it's part of the seafood burger. This shat gave me the oatmeal fire.
Jess told me that I needed to get the MC gangbang, and I'm like, that sounds unhealthy.
It's the Mick gang
What's this about? You should quit your day job and become a food blogger. This SH8T gave me the oatmeal fire hose.
Don't you know what the oatmeal fire hose is?
No.
Oh god, get ready, guys. It's when
I don't want.
It's like diarrhea with chunks in it.
Oh,
I mean, imagine a firefighter rolling up to a fire and it just fires oatmeal. That's the oatmeal fire hose.
I'm like way hungover for this conversation about things that could make you puke.
I mean, you need to definitely sit down to wipe that one.
Oh, that's a taco after Taco Bell.
Oh, then I was testing the structural integrity of a McDonald's wrapper.
Yeah, I didn't understand that part. I think I gave up at that point.
We had like 5 people just crumple all the wrappers up, and I was mad that they were crumpling them up, so I kept unwrapping them to try to build a tower with the wrappers.
And yeah, where did this Tuxedo come from? Like, that was just randomly inserted into the conversation.
Well, we started a conversation there about dressing up wherever you go, but staying classy. And it's like, well, obviously the tuxedo t-shirt. And some dude's like, dude, you need a tuxedo. I'm like, what is that? He's like, look it up. I'm like, I fucking need it. Like, that's the classiest way to dress up. It's just a Speedo that looks like a tux. The Tuxedo. The fact that I know Dan ate breakfast and then looked at that picture makes me happy.
I didn't eat breakfast that day.
Oh, and then that night we discovered, so she didn't have any furniture in her house yet because they just moved in. So my mother-in-law gave us an air mattress to take up. Well, we didn't check for necessary equipment. It had a self pump, and you'd think that it had an electrical socket to plug in. It needed batteries. So as I unroll this thing,
Those are the worst.
oh,
It's lazy. It's American.
well, we didn't have. Who has 4D batteries just hanging around?
Yeah, true. No one.
So the only option for a place to sleep for me was this Matrix-looking chair, like when Neo walks in and meets Morpheus for the first time.
Who is Aegis?
That part of the conversation.
What?
I'm just going to sleep in Aegis's Matrix chair.
Oh, in this Matrix chair.
Oh, okay.
So then I started thinking about it, like, what if somebody comes in and they're like, I need a red pill or a blue pill? And all that was on the end table next to me was this jar of Swedish fish. Like, I just give them that and show them what diabetes is all about.
No, but what is I'm going to give this smoke detector something to alarm them about. You were really angry.
Her smoke detector's in there. Apparently when the batteries die, they just go beep every 30 seconds. Beep.
Are they 4D batteries?
Well, they went out to the store and left me here in the Matrix chair to get batteries for the air mattress and for the smoke detector. And the air mattress batteries worked, smoke detector batteries didn't. So I had to sleep with the beeping.
Why don't you
Were
just
you-
take them out?
Like the
Because
only one that was hammered?
No.
Okay.
There was another guy that was pretty drunk.
I could just
Well,
picture.
we tried to take the batteries out, but they're wired in union.
What?
So if one dies, then they all beep to like, hey, something on the circuit's not right.
How fun.
Yeah, it was. Oh god, it was what a night. Oh,
But
And then it all concludes with, what the fuck is that? A jar of Swedish fish. And what is hanging out of that guy's tuxedo? It's what I'm going to offer to the chosen one when he comes. Swedish fish and booze. His dick, maybe. Thanks for that image. I'll model mine, sign that shit, and put it in the Jeeves box.
you're gonna get a signed copy of my tuxedo.
That was like 2 a.m.
I mean, the whole trip was great. There was guns, there was potato cannons, there was shooting crossbows at Hitler.
potato cannons.
Yeah, didn't you see that stroking the potato cannon video?
Do you guys not have potato cannons?
What the hell's a potato
I
can?
know what a spud gun is.
Okay,
What's a
so
spud gun?
A
It's
gun
like
that
a
fires
little-
spuds.
A little gun that you push into a potato and you shoot little bits of potato.
okay, so this is that on crack.
Yeah.
My uncle, the one that we were using was one my uncle built. He's got a PhD in engineering, and I was telling him about potato cannons. He's like, that sounds awesome. So he went to the store, bought some PVC, couldn't figure out how to build a combustion one. Basically, it's PVC with a big chamber, the back you screw on, and then a gas grill igniter. Cram a potato down there, fill the chamber with hairspray, seal it up, punch the gas grill igniter, kaboom, potato cannon.
Oh my god.
He couldn't figure out how to build that, so he decided to build an air pressurized one. So you fill it with compressed air and then turn the nozzle and it fires out, whatever. And that's the one we were playing with.
Did you kill anyone?
We were trying to hit chickens.
Have you used a pumpkin cannon?
I haven't had the pleasure of one that large yet.
Or a
Does it
watermelon.
work with different vegetables?
Well, the beauty of the air pressurized one is that there's a handle in there that you can seal off and then fill it with whatever you want, then fill the air up. The downside to the combustion one is that the potato creates the seal. So this one we were filling with water and corn cobs and chicken eggs and firing those. Bran muffins. Yeah.
Potatoes are good though because they go a distance.
Oh, there's cows like 250 yards away that we were trying to hit.
You're the worst kind of people.
Oh, pfft. And then we brought out the 303 rifle, and we were shooting that. Like the old cowboy, like the Red Dead revolver rifle.
But you weren't drinking while firing that.
We weren't.
I don't believe you.
We had adult supervision.
Yeah, right.
What,
And
you?
then we found a handheld crossbow.
Just in the street.
No,
How do you just find this? That was my question.
well, my uncle had it in his basement, and he got it from the thrift store that his mother-in-law works at. Somebody brought it in. She's like, "Well, this is a weapon. We can't sell this, so I'll give it to my uncle. I'll give it to my uncle." So then we needed a target, and we found this big piece of foam. So I'm like, "All right, well, let's make a human target." So I laid down on it, and my friend,
You make it
traced
sound
me.
like the shot at you.
No, they traced me, and then we decided to make it Hitler. Wisconsin people.
See, anybody else, I wouldn't believe this story, but I 100% believe everything you're saying.
It's true.
There's documented evidence of pictures and everything. It's great.
Which is why, because I know you'd be like, nope, didn't happen. So
When
Yeah,
we
she
had
believed
our
him.
British alarm system going on, our wake up alarm bells, were you still in Wisconsin? Or were you there at that point too?
I'm sorry, start that over again? What'd you say?
When we had our Paul Revere emoticon British waking up system alarm.
What the hell are you talking about?
I will send a picture of it and then you will understand.
Is this something that we...
Yeah, you guys were trying to wake us up.
Yeah, thanks.
Who was?
You and Jess with your usual antics at like 3 in the morning.
Yeah, where was that?
Oh,
But I've got this thing
It
with
was further
silence.
up.
It was before Wisconsin?
I don't know.
I don't remember, but yes, I do remember that. That was hilarious.
It's glorious.
My brain hurts.
Yeah. How are things? I mean, I've had a fantastic 2 weeks and a lot of time to build up the stupidity. So, how are you guys? Have you done anything remotely as exciting?
Went to a strip club last night.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that's such a cute picture. Wake up, British people. Looks like Paul Revere's horse is farting fire.
Well, I couldn't find a lantern.
And then I just threw in booze and food. That was a good time. Tom, you don't even keep your phone by you anymore, do you?
I do, but it's on silent.
Oh, damn.
But sometimes I forget.
See, those are the nights I live for.
They're the ones you're hoping.
Maybe tonight Thomas will have forgotten to turn it off.
Yeah.
I
did go through a phase though of charging it in another room,
like
just so I didn't have a habit of keep checking it. But that kind of went out the window one day.
Dan, would Crystal physically murder you if you left your phone in the room and it was going off all night?
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
she would probably travel to America and murder you, to be honest.
Would you come with her?
Yeah.
I mean, leave your phone in your room then. At least you'll get a free trip here. I'll die, but...
Free trip!
Free trip! Woo!
Free trip!
Friends!
I think we've got distracted from the fact that Jess went to a strip club.
Oh, no.
I did.
I went to a strip club with Jess.
I know. We went to the bad one.
Oh, that was so bad.
Yeah. No, it was a good strip club. It was just expensive.
$400 to sit at a table.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah, we walked around, saw the sights, and left.
Oh, man.
So next time we're all in Vegas, we just need to find the rattiest one to go to, Jess.
The one, so Niagara Falls. I don't think any of you have been to Niagara Falls.
I've been to Niagara Falls.
The
I'm
Canadian
an American.
side?
Yes.
The better side?
I like to admire American monuments from all sides.
And you didn't straddle it?
This is before I started my straddling
American
phase.
Falls are shit compared to the Canadian Falls.
Well, yeah, you need to stand in Canada to see how fantastic America is.
No, our horseshoe, owns your little fucking curtain of shame.
Yeah, but isn't the horseshoe technically in America and you're just
No.
looking at it from Canada? They need to
No,
redraw
it's
those
in
lines
Canada.
then.
I think you need to look at a map.
I don't.
Yeah, they just redraw the line at the end of Canada, right up the north.
Hey, guys, we need to... we're going to annex Niagara Falls. So if you don't mind just packing up your things and moving, you can still look at it from your side, but this is technically America now.
No. But so Niagara Falls is kind of like our casino-y area. And we have a bunch of tourist stuff, and we went to a strip club that had male strippers in the basement and female strippers upstairs. So it's super sketch walking into it. And Niagara Falls strippers just are not up to par. They had the
Like
the
an
dead
80-year-old
eyes.
woman.
Yeah.
The dead eyes, I can't believe I'm doing this.
Yeah, the girls upstairs were doing, and then downstairs, it was just so unattractive.
Well, let's think. I mean, honestly, is there such thing as an attractive male stripper? I feel like that would just be awkward to watch.
Channing Tatum,
Gross.
Magic Mike.
Is it full on nude?
Some of them do, and then one guy was just walking around. He had lime green boxers on with his heart on just sticking out, just out and proud.
And I mean, that's not attractive to girls?
Terrible.
Terribly attractive or terribly unattractive?
Terribly unattractive.
Okay, so why would
did
you
you
even...
go to see strippers then?
It was my sister's bachelorette party.
Does she like penises?
I'm assuming so, but
Does she like ghost
Niagara
attacks?
Falls, probably.
I'm gonna kill him.
Moisturizing.
I feel like it's universally accepted that people like female strippers more than male strippers.
Yes,
It is a gender-neutral hobby.
I'll agree. But then I bought our friend a lap dance.
From a guy or a girl?
A guy.
Ooh.
And so, like, female lap dances, you're not allowed to touch them, right? Like,
Depends on the place.
The ratty
so
ones you
this
can.
one.
Oh, yeah. Ratty ones, you can walk out with HPV if you want.
Exactly. He was, like, putting her hand on his chest and then on his penis. It was really uncomfortable.
We're putting his
For the
hand
rest
on
of
a
us.
chest and then a penis. And up his bum hole.
Oh, my God.
But then we went to the casino after, and I am the craps champion. I won $100.
You were playing craps with us in Vegas that time,
I
weren't
know.
you?
That's why.
God, we had a good time.
I'm owning the craps table.
We need to plan a trip at some point where everybody just meets up in Vegas for a weekend.
I'm down.
Definitely.
I'll pay for it with all
Somebody
my
else pays
craps
for the flight.
winnings.
Freaking
What?
love Vegas.
What, Dan?
That one if somebody else pays for the flight.
Well, just get a job that pays you to sit around and do nothing.
I'm trying.
Yeah.
Watch that cash fall through the letterbox.
Yeah. I mean, your job will start to just become collecting cash. So therefore, it's 2 jobs. You're really working double full time.
I just imagine your
Are
house
you
to be made of
becoming
money.
a male stripper?
It is.
I have thought of that career choice once, Jess, but it's not for me.
Male
You
stripper.
just walk around, collect money, put people's hands on your penis.
Where do they put
There
the
is
money?
to it.
In their jock buns.
In their jock buns.
That's where I got that T-shirt from my brief career as a male stripper.
That's
in
the thing. I mean,
Canada-
how many ones can you squeeze between your butt cheeks?
That's like we have loonies, right? Like we have loonies and toonies. Our smallest bill is $5. So, like, it's awkward because you're like, I don't want to give you $5.
But
you
you
ever
also don't
paid
want to
one-
huck a huge coin at her.
Have you paid on in coins? Like just thrown a handful of quarters down there?
Do
I
you
feel
think?
like some people have like baskets, maybe. I'm not sure though.
Do you think it would be in poor taste to go to a strip club
And say, do you have change?
with a bunch of pennies?
We don't
Yes.
have pennies up here.
Well, we do.
anymore.
I'm just trying to get the
We
most
do.
bang for my buck.
You're not going to get any banging.
What if I just handed rolls of pennies instead of dollar bills? Like, that would make her think, like, ooh. I mean, it's dark. She probably thinks they're quarters.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Wait.
I would confuse those all the time.
Is that the highest denomination of coin in America? Is
Penny?
the quarter?
Well, we have 50-cent pieces, and then there's
Oh.
dollar coins.
Oh, okay. I never
What's the
saw any
difference
dollar
between a
coins.
cent and a penny?
Nothing. It's the same
Same
thing as
thing.
what's the difference between a pound and a quid
This is
Fair enough.
confusing.
and fake money.
Squid.
Yeah.
Wait,
Yeah. So your trip was successful?
Mine?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got ample enjoyment?
Yeah. It was
That's
pretty good.
Good to hear. Did either of you, Tom or Dan, frequent a strip club in the past 2 weeks?
Not in the past 2 weeks. Yeah,
God damn, get on my level.
Been too long.
Get on my level. Jess is the strip queen. Or the strip club queen. Just all
Jess
over it.
is the strip queen.
I have different hoes in different area codes.
Okay, ludicrous. Luda. Guys,
Son.
how art thou?
Very well, thank you. How are you all?
I'm. You know what? If there were any better, if I were any better, there'd need to be 2 of me.
The world's not ready for that.
We played a game this week.
Well, for 2
shit.
weeks.
Actually, it's like 5.
Yeah.
I think legitimately we started this game 5 weeks ago.
And I finished it this morning.
Yeah, me
Finished
too.
it 2 nights ago.
It's just the same. I never grow up.
Jess
I'm gonna brush that collar off.
blitzed through this.
No way.
I was barely started before she was done.
What?
No way.
Jess has finished a game.
And I was gonna be an asshole and play through the hero mode, but then I didn't.
I thought about it too, and then I only.
I wanted to
had
beat
2 days.
both before you guys.
Ugh.
Shit.
Ugh. Is there any
Ugh.
other random nonsense we want to chatter about before we move on to the
I think we've done enough.
the actual meat and potatoes of why we're here?
Can you fire both of them out of a cannon?
One of them, yes. Well, actually, yeah, I could fire the potato out of the cannon and the steak out of the air cannon. And then they would...
It's just a waste of good steak.
Well, no, because what I would do is I would angle them so that they would collide mid-flight into this mess of meat and tuberous root. And I would have the trajectory calculated such that it would land on a plate somewhere in the distance in a fashion.
Nice. Medium rare.
Maybe I'd need to... Oh, no, I got to switch it. I got to fire the steak out of the cannon because the fire would cook it. Like it would be blast furnace. Just...
You see, they actually did something like this on Mythbusters once, and it didn't work. So you can't do it.
Well, they did it wrong.
Obviously.
It's those highly
not like
scientific
their
guys
job.
who don't match
They're
for
just
Eric's intellect.
the most inept people on Mythbusters compared to you, Eric.
Peasants.
Plebeians, get on my level.
You're talking about the genius who invented punting in the desert, people.
Desert punting. Oh, man, I forgot about that. Oh, boy. I feel we're going to save memories for afterwards, because this is... I don't know, did we mention this is the 100th episode?
I think so. But
We got
we
distracted
played
by the fanfare.
copyright
Tom's
song.
fanfare.
No, that was Dan's.
Well, it was fanfare for you because you have a fan in your room that we had to turn away because it was too loud.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's off now.
Okay. Well,
That's for you guys.
He or she is off? Or, like, we just adopting this whole
I
gender
sent them out.
fluidity and referring everything with gender-neutral pronouns.
Yeah.
Stop it, my head hurts.
Have you installed a gender-neutral bathroom in your flat yet?
I'm
Oh.
pretty sure by definition.
Because
It
if you
is.
don't, then big corporations aren't going to sell you their products because you're not inclusive.
That's fair enough.
I don't want their shit
My
anyway.
brain hurts so much right now. What is going on?
Listen to the news.
Everyone can pee wherever they want to.
Yes. As long as they feel comfortable.
Correct.
Forget the children.
The children. Oh my god. We're gonna stop
you
this
see
conversation
this, you see this,
now.
right? But if I went in the gents and there was some woman sat in the urinal having a piss,
The urinal.
Yeah, is that like did you mess up
The
that
Yeah.
pronunciation?
urinal, he says.
yes,
Is that an
That's not a
animal
regular
from
thing.
Africa?
It's the
Yes.
urinal.
it is a urinal.
It's a
Yeah.
urinal.
It's a fucking
No, it isn't.
urinal.
No, that's not how you say it.
You're just being dumb.
What? How do you
There's
say
no
it, Jess?
way that's how you actually
Urinal.
say it.
No, guys, come on. It just so happened we invented English.
Yeah, well, we made it better. Because we're like, this is shit, this is dumb, that makes no sense.
Episode 59 flashback.
But seriously though, because like would you want version 1.0 or version like 3.079 or 2000?
I mean, if it
If we had to speak the way Eric does, you can fuck off because he's an idiot.
No, Canada is top tier.
No, Canada's not. Like, Canada's the midway between like British English and awesome American English.
Oh, dear.
But urinal?
Yeah, like that's just universally dumb. I could understand eggplant
It's
or
almost
aubergine.
as dumb as saying vague instead of vague.
Vague.
Are there urinals on Uranus?
Yeah.
That's such a vague urinal.
It's. Do you say it Uranus or Uranus?
I say Uranus.
Yeah.
Uranus.
And then chuckle.
Chuckle.
Like, Uranus.
Sounds like butthole, but for smart people.
That sounds like butthole, but what?
For smart people.
Okay.
Oh, no.
I need to stand up to wipe my anus.
do the left cheek lean every now and again now.
I still don't believe you actually call it the urinal. You're the one that calls it your inventory.
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 Yeah, this is where I invent things in my inventory.
Yeah, I just
inventory.
No, you're still getting
I'm
it
an
wrong.
idiot.
It's inventory.
I know. Dan calls it the inventory.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
What about that's the American is the inventory, is that
Yes,
right?
like a real person.
Inventory.
And you say military. It's the military, by the
Military.
way.
What do you
just
call
to let
it?
you know, it's the military, just so you know.
Military,
Oh,
like
tree.
a milatree, military.
Yeah, it's military. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Not
wrong.
military.
It's military.
I like how you guys say jaguar, though. It sounds so fancy.
Jaguar.
Jeeves, fetch the Jaguar!
Bert doesn't have a Jeeves.
Oh, if
Or
only.
aluminium.
How did we get?
Yeah.
Like, hold on. Where did the urinal
It's
come?
just one of our huge memories coming
You
along.
started talking about gender-specific bathrooms, and then I mentioned a woman having a piss in a urinal.
There's no way.
Continue that thought.
so
Like I
much struggle.
completely left-turned you from there. So continue your thought about the
I
woman.
think we should just get back on track with the 100th episode.
Well, this is part of it.
Urinal.
This whole
Basically-
show's just gone down the urinal.
Dan would be happy seeing a girl in the bathroom.
So that's what they look like.
That's what he was saying.
Wait, where's their smooth area?
No, that's Tom.
See, because Tom has a smooth area, which bathroom does he go to?
Well, I can choose now,
Yeah.
which is nice.
Huh.
We
And
still
nobody
have-
can
But it's
stop
just
him.
entirely smooth, so how do you go to the toilet?
You don't. You just go and enjoy the sights
Okay.
Yeah.
and sounds.
Or out the batty.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
Guys,
Wow.
we spent a long time trying to figure out what game we should play for the 100th episode.
We took a
Originally-
vote like a democracy.
Originally, it was some stupid, dumb game. Stupid. With a chew in the middle.
Which game was it supposed to be?
Some bullshit that Jess picked.
Oh no, because we didn't really everything got confused in the schedule.
Groceries.
Schedule.
Get my
Yeah.
groceries for the schedule. I'm gonna kill you.
For the schedule?
No, whoever keeps making the sonic noise.
Who's getting massages all the time?
Who do you think that would be out of
Who's
it?
getting massages? I want a massage.
No,
From a
a
ghost.
massage.
Oh!
Do you just owe your own joke?
I did.
Oh,
Because I didn't think you guys would get it, so I had to make sure you got it.
I didn't even listen to what you said.
I'd love
As
a
per.
massage.
Game.
Yeah, what was it, Tom?
Which game did we play?
Well, I thought we were talking about what game was it supposed to be.
I think it was just
I
like
think it was
Like Harvest Moon or something.
yeah,
Oh.
yeah, I think so.
or Eurasia or something. Eurasian Express, which is under your name. I don't know what that is.
That's not mine. I didn't pick it.
Erasure.
I didn't
No,
pick it.
dude, you totally put it was either that or Chase the Express on the
Neither
PS1.
of those are ones I put.
Didn't pick it.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I didn't, so I'm just
Just
I mean, I can only go by the spreadsheet.
Well, the
Eric
spreadsheet's
Peterson,
wrong.
Chase the Express, PlayStation 1, 7.5 hours long.
I think Dan put that.
Did you
I
know?
did not. I don't even know what that is.
Then how the hell did it get on the list if none of us knows what that game is?
In America, it's called Covert Ops Nuclear Dawn.
Yes, I know what that is, but I didn't put it. I think
Is
you
it
put
good?
it. I
Maybe
don't
you
know.
Put it when you were drinking your Swedish berry concoction.
Oh, the
Oh,
Matrix.
Just
yeah.
went a little cray.
I'm so wild when I'm drunk. I hit up the factory sealed schedule, and I fuck with it in a big way.
Rebel.
So
Those often do.
since we as a collective managed to compile somehow 100 episodes, which let's just think about that for a minute, is mind-boggling that we managed to do this.
Yeah.
We started, Jess and I started this in 2012, almost
With
4 years ago.
With another couple of guys, right?
Well, just with Aaron
Yeah.
And his dogs.
and his dogs.
And his
Ben-
motorcycle.
And then Aaron left. And then Nick joined for a brief stint. And then you guys joined. And that's where we are now.
All for the worst.
Do you know when it all changed? When Dan joined.
It got real
Yeah,
dumb.
I think that's when it went downhill big style.
I mean, when our collective intellects join forces, nothing gets done.
No,
And then we got a little classier when
It went
Sir Yelmis.
brings the posh to the show.
Yes.
So we needed a game that was worthy of the 100th episode slot. And I think we chose something that many will consider to be one of the greatest games of all time. The Legend of Zelda, Ocarina of Time. And Tom, you can go fist yourself.
Tom, that wasn't a bad wet fart noise.
Okay. I learned from the best.
Yeah, I gave him some lessons while we were driving back from Vegas.
Just so we did in the front of the
It's
car.
all about tongue placement. Just a good...
That's what she said, actually.
Hey!
You made a sex joke!
And that was a vagina joke. Why does Bert always sound like he's yelling from across a field?
He's in this, or he's in an armchair, and Edna's the only one that moves.
Edna's
Around.
dead.
And he hasn't realised yet.
That's even better.
Bert's just always in the wrong place at the wrong time, but just out of range. And he's like, I need to be there. I'm going to try to be a part of that. That's how he sounds. So, guys, we all finished this game this week, correct?
Amazing.
I mean, this is a monumental feat.
Who are we going to give the shit-coloured star to?
It happens a bit more regularly now.
I think we're going to give it to Tom because he doesn't like the game.
I agree.
We discussed that if you didn't finish this game, you wouldn't just get the shit-colored star. You'd get the shit-colored universe. I mean, just perpetually tainted with poop stain in and around the mouth.
Tom, are you actually following through over there?
Oh god, yeah, it's bad. I need to change my shorts.
I can smell you from here, you dirty bastard.
Okay, I just need to to set the record straight. I don't hate this game by any means.
Your fart noises indicate otherwise.
I actually, as the game progressed, I started to warm to it more and recognize what it meant for coming out all those years ago. And
Recognize.
You best recognize.
you know, I am
Recognize.
recognizing. Thank you. Recognize. So, just to set that straight, but I just don't love it as much as you.
Well, you never played it as a child, though, as a little yom.
Exactly.
Yeah, me either.
Wait,
Yeah.
you
I
didn't
would
play it
say-
as a child either?
We've been through this a million times. I was
I
not a
don't
Nintendo
listen to
child.
anything you
Yeah.
say.
I know, you idiots.
I was a PlayStation kid
Me too.
for sure.
I was an everything kid.
Well, we're not all rich. Tom
Grandma-
has gone from rags to riches, and I'm still poor.
Tom is new money.
I've got a cleaner now.
Pip pip.
Just
Like a person that cleans your stuff, or like a
like a new Hoover.
It's just what? It's my cleaner. What's it do? It cleans things. Oh, okay. Well, that makes sense. God, Jessica,
Yes.
please tell me that you at least played this as a child.
Yeah. So I went to my parents' house the other day, and I was talking about like my parents don't listen to our show ever.
Oh, good.
I was like, parents, just be proud of me for one thing in my life. No, but I was telling them that we were playing Zelda, and my dad was like, "Fuck, I fucking hate that game." What?
Where
You
did
and
that
I would
outburst
just sit
come
there
from?
and bitch about each other because she was giving you directions and you'd bitch at her and you guys would fight all the time. Okay,
Sounds
so
like a
apparently
lovely household.
does not have fond memories of Zelda.
But yeah, you said that you would play a bit and then your sister would play a bit. And
No, I would hog it and she would be the navigator. That was
oh,
that just meant she would sit there and be like, oh, maybe go this way.
See, as kids, did either of you two finish this? Because I feel it's a game where it's not clear all the time what you have to do.
So I was thinking about that as I was playing through this, and I've got a lot of really strong memories tied to this game. In 5th grade, like the hype surrounding this game was huge. And I remember sitting on the bus with one of my friends, and he was just bragging about when this game comes out, like he's going to be the first person in the world to beat it. I'm like, oh my God, you do it. It'd be so awesome. We didn't have any concept of anything at that time. And, it came out the next year, and I remember skateboarding to a rental place called Mr. Movies because they were the only place in town that had one. I'm like, you guys got to hold it. I'll be there in like an hour. I'm skateboarding over. And one of my buddies was with who never plays video games, and we rented it, took it back, and I did the same thing. Just like I sat there and played it and just made him watch me. And I know the first like 2/3 of this game like the back of my hand. Even more so the first third. The second third is a little. The last half of the game, as I was playing through it again, zero recollection, like none.
I was good up until going to Ganon, whatever. His castle. Ganon's castle, and then I was like, I don't know if I ever have played this part before.
I think I always just made it up to, and we talked about this a few weeks ago, where are your memories of games really reliable, or are they just kind of like nostalgic pieces of your favorite part of the game? I think the reason that I know the beginning of this game so well is because I'd always pop it in and play the first couple hours. I'm like, all right, cool. I know the Deku tree, and like I know the next section, and then things become less and less familiar as you go, because when you sit down to replay a game, you don't necessarily always play it all the way through. And I think that's what happened with this. I don't know if I actually finished it as a kid.
Oh,
I'd like to think I did, and I probably should have popped my cartridge in and checked. I want to say that I did.
So you played this on the 3DS?
I played this one on the 3DS, but keep in mind it was 18 years ago that this came out.
See, but what I love about like those random game memories is when you remember something that saves you so much time.
Oh, yeah.
You're like, I'm going to get this fish right now. I need that fish. Then I don't have to go back and find a fish.
Or like where the bottles are, or how to get Big Goron's sword and make every boss battle nothing from here on out.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
that fish thing, we'll get to that, but that stumped me for a while, that one.
Yes. So Ocarina of Time came out November 21st, 1998. First 3D Zelda game. Not alongside, but I feel like this game had as much impact on 3D gaming as Mario 64 did, because it introduced some just insane concepts.
Let's not forget this is the first one with the Z targeting.
Like that, exactly. But it's actually called Z targeting.
Oh, jeez. So dumb.
What is that, Daniel?
I'm not telling you.
Well, I need to know. Like,
Z targeting.
Oh, Z targeting. I know what that is.
Yeah.
You're such an asshole.
Up until this point, 3D games were still relatively new, and navigating this 3D space and following characters and enemies around and trying to attack them became cumbersome. So they introduced the concept that we see in pretty much every 3D action game now, is a concept of hard targeting. That was introduced from Ocarina of Time. A little tidbit for you.
Good job.
I mean...
You done research, son.
Or I just paid attention. Like, no other games have had this. Oh, they did it first. So
Gold star.
I thought I watched a documentary before the show, actually last night, about the development process of this, And apparently Koizumi and Miyamoto had kind of clashing ideas on how they wanted this game to play out. It was originally going to be a Super Nintendo game. They wanted to reimagine Link 2 as like a 3D style side-scrolling fighting game. But then they realized, you know what, we can't do what we want to do on the limited 3D power of the Super Nintendo. Boom, let's flip over to the N64. It was supposed to be an N64 DD game. You know, the disc drive?
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
Then that got scrapped, and they decided we're just going to develop this thing solely for the N64. But it was originally, Miyamoto wanted it to be an entirely first-person game. And Koizumi, well, he wanted it to be first-person game, and then when you get to the action scenes or fighting, it would flip out to a 2D side view.
That would be weird.
Strange.
And Koizumi hated it so much that they never even went to, like, the trial phase of it.
I would expect it the other way around.
Yeah.
So side on moving through, and then when you get into a battle, going first person. Not the
Oh,
other
that
way
would be
around.
weird too, though.
Well,
Yeah.
they had first-person aspects of it, like with your bow and your hook shot and all that other stuff. If you had to play the whole game like that, that would suck.
Oh, God.
Yeah, that would be pretty bad.
But they really wanted to make Link the focal point of this game and have him on screen as much as possible. Plus, it's now in a 3D world, and take advantage of it. So let's talk about the game itself. Who wants to kick that off? Daniel, shall you?
What would you like to talk about? Well, I actually did a bit of research into the background as well, and I found it quite interesting that this was kind of developed alongside Super Mario 64. And it actually, in the end, Ocarina of Time ends up borrowing some scrapped concepts from Mario 64.
Like what?
Like, apparently Epona was originally meant to be in Mario 64 as a means for Mario to get around, but they thought it didn't fit, so then it came over to Ocarina of Time, and of course now that is a staple of the Zelda series.
Yeah. I didn't know that. That would be...
I didn't know that.
That would be weird.
Could you imagine having to navigate the Hyrule Field without Epona?
Yeah.
I do sometimes just because I can't be asked to play the tune.
So you would rather spend 5 minutes walking across the field than 30 seconds?
No, you don't walk on Zelda, you roll.
Walk backwards.
Roll.
Or you can walk backwards, and that makes you go
do the
quicker.
backwards hop. That's actually faster than rolling.
Well,
Yeah.
people actually use that as
Oh.
an exploit for speed runs.
Mm-hmm.
There's an
Yeah.
actually a well-known glitch where you can, like, when you're doing the back hop, Link can, like, phase through certain things and you just skip out half the game.
Nice.
It's quite amazing how it's done and how people figure it out. I was looking at some of the stuff for the speed runs as well, and you have to do the most complex things to do them sometimes. Like, you have to swap out an item while getting hit by an enemy to get it to work sometimes. It's crazy.
Jeez.
Too much to remember.
Yeah.
I think what made this game so good for me, because I played it obviously when it very first came out, so I was experiencing these changes in gaming as they were happening, and popped it into my console, and just watching the game boot up and having this insane looking title screen with just awesome music, and then you flip through and it does this, the camera's flying through the village in the forest, and you're seeing all of these people in this big 3D environment, and then you meet Navi. Actually, no, you're flying around as Navi, and you pop into the room and you see Link, and it's just like, okay, you know, they do such a fantastic job of setting up the grandeur of this game just in that little opening cutscene. Like, boom, hey, it's Link. Let's go walk around this village.
But even
Is
to
this
this
the
day,
first
you can
time?
see.
Go ahead, Dan.
Even to this day, you can see how innovative this game was. Like, there's so much in it, like that no other game at the time had.
Oh, there's
all
tons
this-
to miss.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
loads.
crazy.
And is this the first one that Link was, like, characterized as being lazy?
Uh,
Because you see it, like, Skyward Sword, they really harped on that.
I am totally
And-
replaying that game, by the way.
I feel like Between Worlds, they did a bit too. Like, oh, you're lazy. Go do something with your life.
I think so. So Link is in the forest village. What's the name of that forest village? I'm drawing a blank.
Kokiri.
Kokiri
yeah.
Forest, yes. So he is supposedly one of the Kokiri children who just never age. But for some reason, he doesn't have a fairy.
Womp womp.
All these other Kokiri children have a fairy. He gets summoned by Navi to go see the Deku Tree. And the Deku Tree basically tells him something's happening that you're going to be a part of. Boom, enter my belly. Go through this dungeon. Prove yourself worthy. I remember at the beginning, though, how frustrating it was to try and find the sword. Because you can't get through unless you have a sword and a shield.
It's through that crawl space.
It was oddly reminiscent of Link's Awakening when I first played that, where I went down on the beach. I could see the sword, but how the hell do I get it? And then it dawned on me like, oh, hold the shield and push the spike out of the way.
This one, though, I got it right away. And I was like, I thought it was going to be way more complicated, but I just got it right away. And then the shield, I was like, where the fuck do I find that?
Well, you just buy the shield, right?
Yeah, but you have to hunt rupees.
Yeah. True.
Go to that guy's house, smash some pots on his face,
Yeah,
and be on your way.
they won't let you leave to get like any other areas.
Yeah, this is a common theme going forward for the game as well, because it's not one that tells you what to do a lot. You have to kind of figure it out, and some of the things are incredibly complicated to figure out, I think.
Yes. Just where you have to go.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
So we go into
Deku Tree.
the Deku Tree, but there's this... Link has a flashback at that point about his nightmares that he's been having, where he's standing outside Hyrule Town or Castle.
Oh,
and
yeah.
Drawbridge comes down. It's a rainy night. Horse gallops out. He sees Zelda, or a woman in a cowl.
Spoilers.
What?
You said it was Zelda already.
No, when she's the princess.
Yeah, he doesn't know in his nightmare that it's the princess.
Yeah, see,
Not yet.
spoilers.
Well, for fuck's sake.
She's on a horse. She's the princess.
And there's somebody carrying her out. And then this huge guy who we learn to be Ganon going after her.
Dwarf.
So that's his nightmare that he's been
Ganondorf.
having. Yeah.
He's Ganondorf when he's a dude. He's Ganon when he's a big pig thing.
Okay.
With two swords.
Thank you for clarifying.
You're welcome.
Yes. I think the Deku Tree is still one of my favorite dungeons in this whole game. Just because of how much I've played it and how it... The thing I like about Miyamoto games is that he's a master at introducing concepts that are going to be used throughout the game very incrementally. And I feel like...
setting you up.
Oh, yeah. The Deku Tree dungeon does that perfectly. You know, teaching you about lighting the Deku sticks on fire to then melt the cobwebs, shooting the Skulltulas, climbing things, how you have to fight certain enemies. It's such a fantastic tutorial dungeon.
Oh, that's another fact I found out as well. You know how, obviously, jumping in Zelda, you don't have a dedicated jump button.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Apparently, during the development, they decided not to include one because they figured it would be seen as a platforming game.
Yeah, they originally had one in there. You can see some... I was watching a lot of the different trailers from the E3 videos, and the game looked like garbage through its development process. Like, not even close to what it looks like now.
Yeah, I saw those videos too. It looked terrible.
Yeah. So, how do we want to progress through this? I mean, there's a lot of shit to talk about.
I don't know. We could talk about this for days, really. It's so long.
Ugh. I don't even know how to go forward.
It's massive. I have 11 pages of notes on this game.
You took notes this time?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't. Let's let Yamas direct the boat.
Oh,
Good
geez.
job. Gold star.
Well, I don't
Direct
know
that
where-
boat across the desert, Tom.
Punt
Off
it.
you go.
Punt it.
To be honest, though, because I played this game for the first time probably 2004. Like, I picked up an old N64 and bought this game, and I did the same thing as you, Eric. I'd play it new, get to the Deku Tree, maybe a little bit further, then I just kind of stop, and then kind of repeat and keep going back to it. So I knew that area really well, and I liked it. And then I remember when you get to the Hyrule Field, and you start running, and the world really opens up, and then suddenly the day transitions into night, and then new stuff happens, new creatures appear in the night. It was really cool.
That was a fantastic thing to behold as a kid, because you really hadn't played a game like that. I mean, I knew that there was going to be a Hyrule Field, but when you walk out and you see that stupid owl...
Yes,
the owl! I forgot about the owl.
Would you like me to repeat what I've said?
Oh
No,
my
go to
god!
hell.
And
Yes.
I fucking hate how yes is the first one,
Yeah.
because I probably listened to that speech 5 times, and each time I got even angrier, and so I was clicking even faster.
It's his
what?
Vicious
head.
Really?
cycle.
What really annoyed me about his conversations was you couldn't skip them. Certain conversations you can skip by pressing a button, but
Yep.
his you can't. You have to listen to him. And then, for some reason, when he says, "Would you like to hear what I said again?" it comes up really slowly. And then you press down to go down to no, and it doesn't register it. And then you press A, and it selects the wrong bloody
I
one.
seriously think they made that to
Damn it.
fuck with people.
I think they did as well.
Do you guys know what the owl's name is, or supposedly is?
Annoying bastard.
Kapora Gabora. And he's supposedly a reincarnation of an ancient sage.
Oh,
But he just
really?
pisses off halfway through the story, and you never see him again.
Yeah, he's a really big character in some of the, especially in Link's Awakening. He's constantly there talking
Is
to you.
wasn't he in Super Mario as well?
Super Mario?
Really?
No.
No.
Yeah,
No,
definitely
isn't
no.
there?
Yoshi's in Ocarina of Time.
Yeah, I mean, I fought Waluigi.
Shit, is that Kirby?
I feel like he's in another game.
That was Kirby?
There is actually a Super Mario 64 Easter egg, though, in Ocarina of Time. If you go to Zelda's castle and look through the windows on the left, you can see the paintings
Yes.
of Super Mario 64.
Oh, really?
It's
Interesting.
Bowser and Peach and Mario and Luigi.
Huh.
That's really cool. Well remembered, Dan. I didn't write that down.
So back
in my
to-
11
back to
pages.
my-
And
initial- Oh, go
also, hang on, both Malon and Talon from Lon Lon Ranch wear a pendant with Bowser's face on it.
And the two guys at Lon Lon Ranch that take over are supposed to they're supposed to personify Mario and Luigi. One of them's in green overalls and the other's in red and blue.
Oh, of course.
Anyway,
So there's an owl. The hoot owl was in Super Mario 64, but he's not the same owl.
No, not Kapora Gabora. So back to my initial thought. Walking out after you beat that dungeon and then the Deku Tree dies.
Yeah,
And you-
I feel, does Link kill the Deku Tree at this point?
I feel like killing that monster within killed the Deku Tree, so therefore Link's
Yeah.
responsible.
I don't know.
What a dick.
Yeah. Starts off causing pain to the forest.
Yeah.
if you backpedal your way to the castle, you can avoid it, get into nighttime, and quickly get on the drawbridge before it goes up.
What do you mean? Like the time only moves forward as you walk forward?
No, but you can get there quicker if you're backpedaling from Hyrule Field to the castle.
Oh.
So you know how you get there and it's nighttime and you have to wait till the morning.
I think you can get there too if you just roll.
Yeah, probably.
So the game is structured in such a way that you have three. It's technically three, or is it 3 or 4 introductory dungeons? You've got the Deku Tree,
Then
Death Mountain,
the Dodongo's Cavern,
Dongo's Cavern.
oh
and then
yes.
Jabu Jabu's Belly. Oh, so there's 3. So you get a medallion from each, and then after you do that, you unlock the ability to then travel through time.
See, I
spiritual
found-
stones.
Yeah, but like this traveling through time, there's obviously he turns into older Link, and then you have access to whole new dungeons which kind of build upon the concepts. But what I kind of like the childish dungeons better than the adult ones
Adult
because
ones?
because they introduced the concept of the keys, which I don't like in Zelda. It's the only thing I don't like.
Wait, the small ones had keys, didn't they?
They didn't. No.
Really?
None of them do. None of them do.
Really?
Yep.
Well, I mean, the small key is a staple item in the Zelda games. You can't have dungeons without getting keys.
The one, the sand one, where you, like, to go forward, you must go back type of thing. You had, I think you had keys when you crawled through that tunnel because you had to unlock.
To get the gloves.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Are you sure?
I think so. I noticed as I was playing through. So
How many heart containers did you guys finish the game with?
How many are in each row? 10?
10, I think.
I had 15.
Oh, nice.
I think I was around that.
I had 12.
I had 12 as well.
Ooh.
Did you guys get the much needed defense upgrade at the end?
Yeah.
No.
What do you mean?
When you get the golden gauntlets at the end, when you can throw big rocks out the way, if you go outside of Ganon's castle, you can throw a big rock out the way, go to a Great Fairy's fountain, and then she gives you a defense upgrade, which makes you take half the damage.
Did you guys get Big Goron's sword?
No.
Holy God, that makes the game so much easier.
I know. Yeah,
It deals like 2 or 3 times the amount of damage.
I didn't plant a magic bean.
Well, you could have gone back in time.
Fuck that.
But I got the Giants, the like Cheapy Brothers one first.
What is that noise?
Curtains being opened.
Oh.
But the like, you know how they're the 2 big guys,
The two big guys.
Gorons?
Yeah.
And the one is like a master, and then his brother is shit at making it. And so I bought that fucking sword for $200 because I forgot that wasn't the legit one. And I bought it twice, and it breaks really easily.
No,
then I was so mad.
This sword is not bought. It's you get it from Big Goron through the trading,
At the top
the
of
trading
Death
side game, which
Yeah.
is really cumbersome and laborious. There's so much backtracking, and you have timed things that you have to do, like running from Lake Hylia to the top of Big Goron in 4 minutes.
Oh, dear.
Yeah.
And I thought I was so clever, and I like warped the first time, and I was like, "Time's up."
Yeah,
Damn it.
no, you have to run.
Did you do
and that's
the-
where, if you plant the magic bean at the entrance to the fire cave, you can ride that up to the top, and then you'll make it with about a minute left. Otherwise, if you don't have that, you're going to make it with maybe 3 or 4 seconds to spare.
Yeah, I didn't have very much time. But okay, so when you have to go into the Lost Woods, and it's that like creepy old man, and he needs medicine or something like that,
Uh-huh.
and then you go back to give him the medicine, and he's gone. But then there's this creepy child,
Yeah.
one of the Kokiri children, that are like, where did he go? I don't know. People get lost in the Lost Woods, and then they become spiders. Is that going to happen to you? And like, she's just creepy because she was so cheerful about this guy being gone.
She probably killed him.
I didn't do
No,
this
he
bit.
turned into a. I think it's that they turned
this
into
is the quest to
Squaddit.
get the Big Goron sword.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did you guys do when you get to the castle and you go into the market? Did you go on the shooting range to get the Deku Seeds bullet bag?
Yes.
I did
Did
not
you
use Deku seeds once in
Oh,
that
dude,
game.
Deku
Oh, they're
seeds were
so
the
useful.
tits.
Yeah, they're super useful.
I used them
Use 'em.
all the time during Ganon, the big fight, or Ganondorf.
Mm-hmm.
Did anybody do the Gold Skulltula side quest?
Apparently, there's like 100 of those in
Yeah,
the game.
there's-
I finished
Yeah.
with like 36.
You can
I only
like
did it to the adult wallet.
Have you heard what the reward is for doing it?
Isn't it the Giant's wallet?
No, you get 200 rupees.
no way.
Okay.
Yeah, but in the process, you unlock other things.
Yeah, but that is the main reward though, 200
hold on,
rupees. You
let's-
can go and get them whenever you want, but there's no need to have rupees most of the time in this
I was
game. You
just gonna
don't
say,
buy
let's
anything.
talk about that for a second, because rupees were kind of a staple in other Zelda games. You'd have to buy different items, like in Link's Awakening, you have to buy the shovel or the
Yeah.
power bracelet or things like that. No, not the power bracelet, just the shovel or the bow and arrow or arrows or bombs. You don't just find those things organically. In this game, I think I bought the shield at the beginning of the game, and that was it.
There's no need to collect money in
Yeah.
this game.
Because like you can buy a fish for like 200 rupees or something, or you can just catch one in a jar.
A cave.
Yeah, nearby.
I think, yeah, everything was too accessible in terms of, like, you could find everything that you could buy.
And you
I think
find it
the-
in abundance.
Yeah, the only time you needed them was to rent out the masks
Oh,
The
from the
mask.
shop,
Oh, yeah,
but
the
it was
mask
like
side quest.
50 or something.
I did one of the masks and then stopped.
I did all of them.
isn't
I
that
did all of them.
What do
is
you
this
get?
separate to?
You
oh.
get the truth mask, where if you put it on as a child and you walk up to those chic stones, they tell you stuff.
It's lame.
Yeah, it's pretty dumb.
Isn't that incorporated into the 3DS version where some of those stones tell you stuff anyway?
If you play the Song of
Yes!
Storms, a fairy will pop out.
No, so the fairy will pop out and it replenishes your magic and your health, but the stones will also tell you, like, if you go up to them, they're like, this is what you need to do next.
Oh
like,
no,
even without the
you're
mask of truth.
confusing two of them. There's the chic stones that have the green lining. Those you can crawl into, and those tell you where to go and what to do.
Are they the ones that you hit and it's boing boing, the time is whatever?
Those are two different things.
I think
okay.
I think it's only in the Temple of Time, isn't it?
No, there are a few of them. There's one in the Kokiri village, right outside Link's house. There
Okay.
is one in the Temple of Time. You crawl
But
in.
it tells you too much.
You physically crawl into it, and those are new to the 3DS version,
I didn't like those.
which is the version I played.
And 3DS, like, I don't remember the N64 version being like, I think you should take a break.
Oh,
I'm
Navi's
judging
such
you
an
on your
annoying-
life choices.
Yeah.
And
They always
let's maybe
put this
go
in
outside.
Nintendo games now. Always
I
in
hate
Nintendo
it.
games.
Really?
It's
If
so
I want
annoying.
to sit on my fat ass for 9 hours and not move, God damn it, Navi, you're coming with me.
I'm an adult.
Yeah. let me
Stop
do
judging
things.
my life choices.
I think one thing we've missed out talking about here is the actual Ocarina of Time, which is what the game's named after.
So when you go to meet Zelda, and on your way out of the castle, she's running away. She throws the ocarina back to you. You have to go get it out of the moat, right?
She
But
should,
you also have an ocarina before this. That you get another one, don't you?
No.
Yeah,
Sarah
did-
gives you one
yeah,
at the
you
beginning.
have
Yeah.
you have a
You do.
shitty one.
You have it for
But-
like 2 minutes, and then you're
You
like,
have the
over
shitty
it.
ocarina, which gets upgraded to the Ocarina of Time.
Yeah, the Zelda should be drafted in the NFL for that sort of throw.
Yeah,
or the fact
no.
that Ganon didn't see her throw it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
And you don't have to. I don't know if you what you could do if you didn't pick it up, because you actually have to go into the moat.
Oh, yeah, if you forgot. Oh.
Would it be? I wouldn't try that.
I don't think you get much further.
So after that, you have to go collect these tokens to these medallions. You already have one to then activate the Temple of Time, so you can go find the Master Sword. Of these three, the Deku Tree is great. Dodongo's Cavern is pretty cool. Jabu Jabu's Belly is horseshit.
I fucking hate that bitch.
I hate getting into that. I spent an hour trying to figure that out.
Oh, yeah, you just need a fish.
oh,
Yeah.
and then he
No,
spends
with no
ages,
prompting, of course.
Yep.
spends ages shimmying to let you in.
Oh my god, that was.
Oh
put in
my
the
god,
piss me off.
yes!
Do you remember that?
Like it just. No, they did that on purpose. Let's get people really angry with us.
I crossed the road through my house and went and made a sandwich and come back and it wasn't-
Still shimmying.
Uh,
So random.
yeah, then you had to carry Roru.
Oh god, the princess.
Princess Raru. Is that who it is?
Raru, yeah, Raru.
Princess
And
Roar.
apparently you get engaged.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, oh, we're going to get married. And she calls you out on that as you're an adult. Like, oh, I knew you'd come to save me, but why'd you wait 7 years? It's like, oh my God. Not even time travel I can get away from her.
But that's a theme too in some of them, that Link's a bit of a pimp.
Oh, dude, there are some sages that want to get all up on him.
Yeah, I love it when they go like, "You've turned into such a handsome young man," and it zooms in on his face with his big pointy nose.
It's like that picture from Final Fantasy VIII when Rinoa is talking to
I
Squall
love
at the
that.
dance.
That
Like,
makes me laugh every
You're
time.
you're the
You're
best
the
looking
best.
guy here. It's just this cuboid pixelated face.
Just a mess of squares.
Let me get some of that square.
Yeah, I love it.
So Jabu Jabu's belly is super annoying because you get to a point where you have to carry this girl around. And if you drop her or she gets hit or you leave the room without her, she...
Or you put the water princess in water.
oh, yeah.
That
she gets,
pissed me off.
and then you have to
Yeah, I
climb
tried to
back
drown
up
her.
and find her.
Tried to drown her.
Then
Oh.
she came back.
We need to talk about some of the bosses at the beginning. How cool is the first boss inside the Deku tree?
The spider.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, that just revolutionized boss battles for me.
I feel this game is very revolutionary for boss battles in general. Though.
Yeah, for bosses, definitely.
Pretty spectacular. They use, because in every dungeon you get an item, which you will have to use against the boss, but they always do it in such a clever way.
Yeah. And prep you as you're moving forward.
Yeah. But this is again a staple of the Zelda series now, where you get an item in a dungeon, well, apart from Link Between Worlds on 3DS. So,
Well, yeah, there's still certain dungeons or certain items that you need to use in those boss battles.
But,
but the only time I didn't have an item I needed was in the final dungeon, where I'm pretty sure you can't get through it without using the fire arrows, which I didn't have.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Arrows,
shoot.
isn't it? Like end to end?
Yeah,
Yeah,
when you're
like-
going through the shadow seal, you need the fire
You
arrows.
have to fire at the top, I think.
Oh.
Fire at those...
And then use
torches.
the din. What is it? Fire of din?
Din's
fire?
Din's fire? Yeah, to light all the other torches around you. If I remember.
so there was this giant spider, there was the King Dodongo, and then what was the boss in Jabu Jabu?
It's
That was
isn't it
the
a big octopus thing. Or is that a mini boss?
yeah, the floaty things, wasn't
Oh,
it?
I did
Oh,
not
big-
like the...
Like a parasitic
Big
tentacle?
Octo.
Big Octo. And then
That
there's
was a mini boss.
Yeah,
Marinade.
the big Octo was a bitch.
Yeah, I just got lucky with him. I kept just wandering towards and getting hit and then hitting him. And
I would just stun him with the boomerang.
Oh,
I
yeah,
remember
that was, yeah.
If
but
you
I
use
was
a
doing
big-
that and he was still getting away from me.
Oh.
Oh, it's Princess Ruto, not Raru.
It's Princess
Oh.
Bitch Face.
Yeah, Princess Bitch Face.
Why was I seeing Raru?
Because that's the sage Raru.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The actual boss for Jabu Jabu Belly was I've got Marinade. Was that the name?
He was like the big tumor inside the whale that would
Yeah. And he has like these jellyfish around him.
none of the bosses I found particularly difficult, to be honest.
In the whole game, or just that?
With the exception of the final phase of Ganondorf. No.
Oh, okay.
I
Really?
Going
That was
back
the
to that big
easiest
Octo,
boss.
hated him.
You hated who, Jess?
The big Octo because he was so fast to get
Well,
around.
yeah, he's actually a mini boss.
Yeah, which is shocking. I thought he was the boss.
Yeah. He's definitely not.
Oh, the freaking Amazon women.
Amazon
When you
woman.
keep getting captured, I hated that. I hated it so much.
What are you talking
When
about?
you have to be
Which
stealthy,
one's that?
go.
Oh, the Gerudos.
Yeah,
They're not Amazon, they're desert.
but they're like Amazon. They're like a tribe of women that are fighters.
But from
So
the
they're
desert, which is
Amazons.
not the Amazon. It's like the complete opposite of the Amazon.
I'm over it.
Okay. So after these initial 3 dungeons, you've had this really deep dive into, hey, this is how the game functions, this is what it's all about, and then at the time they just flipped everything on their head, like boom, and now you can travel through time. So Link goes to this time temple, finds the Master Sword, and when he pulls it out, his spirit actually gets locked, and he just ceases to exist for 7 years. So it's almost like he's the savior of mankind, and then he's coming back as an adult to redeem everybody or save them. And I think that's really cool, where it's actually two worlds that you get to explore, because things have changed pretty drastically. For example, when you go into Kakariko Village as a child, they're building some new buildings, and when you come back as an adult, they're done and they play a part in the game. So just that evolution of how the worlds are progressing. Hyrule Town has fallen into shambles. Lon Lon Ranch is no longer run by Malon and Talon. It's run by two other guys, Ganon's followers. The Death Mountain, all the Gorons have retreated into the mountain. They've been captured. The Zora Temple is frozen over.
Oh, it's frozen, yeah.
Yep.
Those frogs, man. Those bloody frogs.
Freezes.
The water from Lake Hylia has been drained. I think those are the major changes.
Basically, it's pretty shit.
And then this is where it just kind of dives into the rest of the game. You've got all your major temples, your forest, fire, ice, water, shadow, spirit. I didn't realize there were that many temples. Holy shit.
I've obviously never played this, so I thought that once I'd done the first couple that I didn't have much to go.
No.
Holy shit, this game is big.
Just looking at it, I didn't realize there's technically 10 dungeons.
Some of the dungeons, I was spending a good couple of hours a night getting through one of them.
Yes.
I have very mixed feelings about the Forest Temple dungeon.
I got lost in that one. I couldn't find a key, and it was in the first room you go in. You can go up the wall, and you can go across some branches to find a chest with a key in, and I looked through every single room except that one.
Yeah. I just was not a fan of the Forest Dungeon. I think that is probably my least favorite. I used to really hate the Water Temple.
Oh, God.
Dear me.
I didn't mind it.
Here's the thing. I didn't mind it this time either, but I think it's because they made some key changes for the 3DS version.
The 3DS version. Speaking of somebody who played the 3DS version last year, I can tell you it is so much easier.
I fucking hated it.
The worst thing about the Water Temple on the original version of Zelda is you have to, every single time you need the iron boots, which is constantly, go into the menu and select them. It's so irritating.
You couldn't put the iron boots on like one of your C buttons?
No, it was part of your gear.
No.
You have to press start. And you don't know where you are. You get so easily lost.
And see, in the 3DS version, so the Water Temple is one where you can switch the water between 3 levels. And you have to do that pretty regularly just to get to different rooms. And if you miss something or you fall down, then you have to backtrack your way to that room, find the wall piece, which is still kind of hard to find, play the song, and then the water level changes again. So there's a lot of room for error. The 3DS version, from that central room, at any time you can look at the wall and figure out where to go to find those 3 tiles. Because they have like these neon strips that follow the wall through different rooms and up and lead you directly to where the water
and
changing
they're color
station is.
coded too.
Yes,
it's beautiful.
But the thing I really liked about the Forest Temple was the twisted hallways.
That wasn't the Forest Temple.
It was.
Yeah, it was.
Was it?
Temple.
Oh, you're right. Yeah.
It was so cool. I was like, I just thought that was pretty neat how they did that.
It was a good use of, hey, we're in a 3D world now. Let's take advantage of
definitely.
the paintings with the pose in them. I thought that was super clever.
Yeah, definitely. I liked that.
I remember being a kid and like, well, I don't know how to get it. I don't know how to get through this, and it's just got to shoot the paintings.
How did you get on with Phantom Ganon?
Phantom Ganon. Remind me what that is.
When he was coming out of the paintings and you had to shoot
Oh,
him.
it wasn't that hard.
No.
It was all right once you figured it out.
But I think because I had just played Link Between Worlds, and
they used
that one has
same...
the same mechanic.
I really enjoyed that boss battle. Like that was really clever. I really liked that.
I like it when he launches his magic towards you, and you have to do like a spin attack, and then to hit it back.
You don't have to do a spin attack.
No, you can just swing at it with your sword.
It's easier with a spin attack, I thought.
No way.
No.
Heck yeah.
It's like playing Pong.
Yeah. But that fight is in a lot of other Zelda games as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that. I just know that you have to do that kind of mechanic.
It's definitely in Wind Waker. And is it in Skyward Sword, Jess? I can't remember.
No.
No. But he's not in Skyward Sword much, Ganon.
No,
so...
it's all about that,
effeminate weirdo.
Yeah. Good description.
Thanks.
Oh, hey, can we, speaking of effeminate weirdo, you meet...
Can we talk about you?
Yes. Woohoo! I can finally be me! You meet Sheik at the beginning of the game, who's kind of this mysterious ninja who guides you on your way.
You meet Sheik halfway through.
You meet Sheik right away at the beginning, don't you?
Nope. That's Impa.
Impa, yeah. Impa's the tall adult one.
The tall... Oh, yeah, Impa is the one who carries Zelda out.
Zelda on the horse, yeah.
Yeah.
But...
Then she disappears for the rest of the game. You never see her again.
I just remember after you finish the Forest Temple, that's when you get to the Chamber of Sages for the first time.
Yes.
To get the Forest Medallion.
Oh no, sorry, Impa is a sage.
Impa is a sage?
Yeah, she's the Carrico village sage.
Oh yeah, the Kakariko. Anyway, Sheik is this mysterious ninja character who kind of starts guiding you on your way as an adult, and
It speaks in riddles.
yes, I think Sheik is kind of a good plot twist that we'll uncover later because I didn't really remember that.
I did,
Oh well, get you, sister.
but
did not.
I thought it was a woman.
Sheik
then
is a woman.
No, but somebody at some point says that it is a man, so people think they're a man.
I thought that she was a guy at first. Like, it was a big spoiler for me.
Yeah.
It blew my mind.
What about the forest or the fire dungeon? I think that's one of my favorite dungeons.
Oh, yeah, because you need the tunic. Because I went in there early and I couldn't, and I died. Because you can get there before you even actually have to go. But if you don't have the red tunic, then you can't
Stay for long.
remove that time limit. Yeah,
Where did you... I forgot where you get the tunic.
that's what I was just trying to think of.
Don't you have to get it from one of the Gorons?
Yeah, you do.
He's rolling
Yeah.
around.
There's a Goron called Link who's named after Link.
Yeah.
Oh, and if you drop a bomb in front of him.
Yeah. That was a pain in the ass.
Oh, and you learn the Bolero of Fire song.
I liked that, how they gave you those songs that would transport you back to the beginning of each
So
dungeon.
much easier.
Yeah, that came in really handy towards the end when you had to switch between times.
Yeah.
I like the Ocarina stuff. I wanted to ask you guys, though, because when you first get the tune, you play along to the tune, and I find myself actually doing it to the tune, but then later on,
Just bashing them.
kind of bash them out as quickly as possible.
Did you guys actually take time to memorize them, or...
Some of them.
Only Zelda's Lullaby, because you need it so often.
And Epona's. Those are the only two I memorized.
I needed
See,
the
I memorized them
time
when I
one
was...
constantly. So
I don't like the mechanics on the 3DS, though, because I had the I just felt it was awkward, whereas the N64 controller, it was a lot nicer.
Oh, yeah, using the C
Worker.
buttons?
Yeah.
yeah, it's pretty easy. It's pretty cool.
I know what you mean there, Dan. I'd play in time as well. So no,
Then
just
just
made
stop
it more
later on.
fun.
Oh, no, I just
then later
hammer
on,
through
yeah.
it. Just
Yeah.
Oh.
be done. What, I mean, I guess we don't need to go through all of the temples, but I think universally we can all say that the water temple does suck the most.
Oh, you ain't kidding, son. But yeah.
I think I like the forest temple a little less.
No, I hate the water temple. The water
I just
temple
remember you had
can
to
do
go
what-
to the ice cavern before that to get the
Oh, yeah, that was a pain in the ass.
to get the blue tunic so you could breathe underwater.
I didn't really care too much for the shadow temple, to be honest.
I found that was actually really irritating to work through.
I hated the shadow. It was
when
nothing
you're running
memorable.
through and you've got those guillotines that you've got to duck under or run through and roll beneath.
I was just irritated with the lens of truth mostly.
Oh, I thought that was kind of cool. Like it would open up new paths and stuff when you used it later on in the castle.
I think the Bongo Bongo. I hated the lens of truth with the Bongo Bongo. I hate that boss.
Bongo
It was
Bongo.
stupid.
Yeah.
The thing
When
of
they
the
hit
pounds
him.
on the drum.
Yeah.
Oh,
And you
yeah,
have
that
to knock
was a
out the
tough
hands.
boss.
Then I hate it.
I totally owned that boss. I don't know why. Just shoot his hands with arrows and shoot him and then attack him.
Yep.
Easy.
But I
Well,
was
it was-
running out of magic, so
No,
like
it's
I was
magic.
trying to find.
You didn't need the lens of truth for that boss.
I
You
just
did to see him.
I needed to see where he was going so I could hit him properly.
I just found it really hard because he's constantly bouncing you in the air and you can't shoot while you're being bounced. So what I did is I would hit the one hand and then I'd stay behind it because the one hand moves.
Yeah.
And then I'd hit one, move over to where the other hand was coming back to, and hit it as it came back.
I would shoot one, and then the other one would usually come above me, so I would Z target it.
Yay!
Yeah. Yeah, you get the hover boots in the Shadow Temple, right?
Oh, the hover
Yeah,
boots.
fuck
Is that
those.
again, you have to select them from the menu.
Yeah, because they're geared. They're with your tunics.
I think what was really cool what they did about the 3DS was that you could map things to all the buttons, but then on the touchscreen they gave you 2 additional map slots.
Oh, man.
So you could have a total of 5 things mapped.
Yeah.
It was sweet.
Yeah, you have to switch between things a lot later on in this game.
So the final... we're just jumping around talking about bosses, but I struggled the most with the final version of Ganondorf.
Wow.
And that shocked me because
I
the
feel
first
that is
version,
the easiest boss in the game.
the first version, I was like, "Fuck, man! Like that was so easy." And I just was like, "No, there's got to be more." And then that happened because the first part was super easy.
The first part was ridiculous because as soon as you get hit, jump down and there's all these pots full of hearts. Like you're never
that's
out
what
of
I
health.
mean.
But what sucked is that I went into that boss. I beat the first version right away. I had 2 fairies, went to fight Ganondorf, got my ass kicked, used both my fairies, and I was kind of hoping that it would kick me back before the first version because then I could go get more fairies.
Yeah,
but it didn't.
no.
So I had no fairies.
But
You
Sorry,
can have
Jeff.
him destroy elements down there.
That's what I had to do. And he does release 3 fairies at one point.
Yeah, when he destroys one of those blocks. So what you have to do is run up, have one of them heal you, then have both of your bottles put on
Ready to go.
buttons, swipe them, but every time he hits you is 4 hearts.
Yeah.
And see, the issue
not if you have the
was
defense.
Damage.
the thing that I was trying to do was that you have 4 different items that can stun him. Your fairy bow, the
Light
Deku
arrow.
nuts, the light arrow. Well, yeah, the light arrow, Deku nuts, the long shot, and there's one. Your boomerang, I think, is maybe. But
Can't
I
use
was
the boomerang as an adult.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so maybe it's just 3. But you can stun him, and then you have to run around and hit his tail. You have to do that 10 times.
With
and then
which sword? Oh,
With
the
no
biggest
sword,
one.
you have to use the hammer.
No, you can use the ball.
You can use the sword or the arrow.
I just kept circling around him and shot him in the tail 10 times. Honestly, Eric, there's a really big exploit on this boss which you can use. I call it the Dark Souls exploit. Basically, you just go through his legs.
Okay, that's what I was just getting at, because it took me 5 times before. Because I would always get through the first phase of him just fine. Because then you go get the Master Sword and you come back. And then you just
Then he
roll
starts
under his
moving
legs
quicker,
every
doesn't he?
time. And the final time I figured that out, I didn't get hit a single time. But
Yep.
I was going at it for almost 10 minutes using the Big Goron sword and realized, you can't beat him with the Big Goron sword. I'm like, surely I'm doing something wrong. So I popped on the Master Sword. I'm like, it makes sense. It's the Master Sword to defeat evil.
The end strike.
The end strike has to be with the Master Sword.
Oh, yeah.
So I was rolling through his legs for 10 minutes attacking him. Like, this guy's really strong.
But I
See,
like
the first stage of Ganon, where you have to knock the lightning back at him, I didn't realize you had to shoot him with the bow, so I went through 4 rounds of doing that before.
Oh, no.
See, if you use the spin attack to hit back the magic on them, that works really well. Instead of just
the problem with that first
rallying
stage is
them.
that he starts knocking those platforms away. So it gets to the point where you shoot him with the bow, and then he falls into that middle platform. But then you're too far away to get over there. By the time you get over, he'll be back up. So you have to fight him exclusively on that middle platform.
You only knocked away the platforms once for me.
Oh, by the time I was done, all the platforms were gone.
You were too slow.
Yeah.
Yeah. Shit.
No, I used the hover boots so I could just run over, so I didn't have to like pick the right angle to make the jump.
You can long shot to him.
Oh, really?
Like if you use your long shot, you can actually hook it to him.
Oh, that would have been clever.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't do that.
Yeah, I thought the coolest. I thought the coolest scene in the whole game was when you fight Dark Link.
I can't believe you guys struggled with that.
I didn't. I used the hammer.
I did.
I had Big Goran's sword.
How
by
did
that
you use
time.
the hammer? He kept blocking it.
No. I just actually stood in one place, and then he would come up, and I'd hit him. He'd go down, and I'd do pretty much a 180 and hit him as soon as he came up again. I think I got pretty lucky, to be honest.
I was trying to hit him with everything I had, and he was blocking everything.
See, when I was Z targeting, it was like you kept blocking everything. But then when I didn't do that and I just went balls to the wall, he was dead pretty quick.
He just kept blocking everything for me then and hitting me as well. So
I just used Big Goran's sword and hit him 3 times, and he was dead.
Well, screw you
I love
all.
his little standing on the sword trick, though.
I don't recall that.
I don't remember that either.
That room itself was really cool, though.
I remember
That's
that.
what I mean. Yeah,
Kept-
the room
kept
was really
hitting.
cool.
It's like an illusion, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did any of you utilize the Scarecrow at all?
No.
Yeah.
No.
So down
But-
by Lake Hylia, there's a farm field that if you go talk to a Scarecrow, you can create your own song. And then throughout the rest of the game, there are spots that Navi will fly to and just say, hey, and she'll turn green.
Is that why?
If you play that
Yeah.
song, the Scarecrow will pop up and you can hook shot to him, and it usually leads you to a different location.
But to get him, because you have to go to him and then pull out your ocarina and he'll be like, oh, dancing, I love to dance. And then you make up a song and then he's like, I'm going to remember that forever. Just kidding. If you just leave it there, he never comes. You have to go back to him as an adult and then play it again. And then he's like, I'll actually get my friend to go for me.
I didn't know that. I didn't
Yeah,
do it.
because it wasn't working for me and I was so frustrated.
I was wondering why Navi was going green. I thought it was just an oversight.
Yeah, I didn't know.
Yeah, shoot.
I don't remember Navi being as annoying as I recall her to be. I think people overplay that hey listen thing. Like she really isn't that bad.
Compared to Fi in Skyward Sword, this Navi is nothing.
Yeah.
Fi is so annoying.
I
She's the
love
worst
her,
part of that
though.
game. How can you love that? It's so annoying. She states the most obvious things.
I know, but I legit cried at the end when she left.
I can't remember.
But the only part about Navi that was really pissing me off was you've been playing for a while, let's take a break. That actually was really irritating me.
Yeah, I didn't have that.
Yeah. Lucky.
What about the plot twist where we learn about who Sheik really is?
That blew my mind.
Oh,
Mind blowing. Never saw it coming.
I did.
well, you didn't know that. You didn't see the twist coming for Link Between Worlds either. So there you go. Now you're even.
You guys are easily fooled, apparently.
But it's Skyward Sword, they did that as well.
It's an old plot trick.
Yeah, that's what it's. A lot of the stuff is obviously super recurring, but it's always pretty good.
Yeah. So do you? I mean, I feel like we could talk about this forever, but we're on a little bit of a time schedule. Do you think this game, A, deserves all of the praise and deserves to be in the pantheon of gaming gods, and B, has it held up well?
Yes and yes. Done.
Done. I agree wholeheartedly.
I think it's extremely innovative. I don't think it's the best Zelda I've ever played, but I enjoyed it, and it's good.
No, but in the context of when this game came out.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's very innovative, but like, if I had to put it against all the other Zeldas I've played, I would not say this is my favorite.
Which is probably a good thing, because there have been a lot of Zelda games that have come out afterwards, so I'm hoping they would expand upon those.
I'm looking forward to the new one, which is meant to be open world. I mean, that's going to be crazy.
I mean,
Yeah.
Tom, you had some pretty aggressive fart noises to say about this game.
Oh, yeah, I did. But to be honest with you, I think I'd missed out on the magic of this game because of when it came out and for not getting it the first time round. And the only other Zelda game I've ever played is Link's Awakening, which I love.
So good.
So, I mean, I'd love to try the other ones, like Wind
Try
Waker
Twilight
and
Princess
stuff.
and Skyward Sword.
Oh, Twilight Princess is such a drag. Ugh.
What about Wind Waker? Is that good?
Wind Waker
Wind
is
Waker is good as well.
insane. The last
Okay.
10 hours of the game drag, though.
The Wii U version's better
Yep.
because it cuts stuff out.
Well, I'm kind of on par with Dan. Like, it's very innovative, and you see a lot of these mechanics in future games. It's set up.
I will say,
ton
though,
of
that I
stuff.
do enjoy the top-down 2D Zeldas more than the 3D ones.
Yeah, and I think they made these key improvements on the 3DS version, whereas
Yeah.
the N64 was
I think the
just a
3DS
tiny bit
version
goofy.
ages the game way better than trying to go back and play the N64. If you played the N64 version as a kid and you come back to it now, you're still going to appreciate it. But if it's like your
Sure.
first foray into the game, you're probably not going to like it
Yeah,
as
it's
much.
clunky. I've played both,
Yeah.
and the 3DS is a lot better.
Yeah. So
Why did I sell my copy?
Yeah.
I'm glad I finally played through and finished it, though.
I'm truly impressed that you finished it, because like 4 days ago you were still damn near the beginning.
Yeah, you powered
I
through
was
the end.
really. This is the good things of being unemployed.
Ugh, living off the dole.
Unemployed.
Fun employee.
Yeah, fun employment.
Yeah. So yeah, I had to really. It's episode 100, guys. I had to.
You know what else is good about episode 100?
Go on.
We have a ton of memories to share.
That is a beautiful segue.
I thought so.
Yeah, it was. Just had to be highlighted.
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
Couldn't-
damn
I
it,
couldn't
Dan.
let one go, not on the 100th episode. I'm sorry.
If you would have let it go, I would have been upset.
I know.
So we asked you guys to all write in some of your favorite memories of the past 100 episodes. Anyone who did write in gets an entry to win the Jeeves box. So our first memory comes from Payne Boodig. Writes in, I think my favorite memory of Factory Sealed was when I had written in about what you had to say about Mother 3, a game I loved and you guys didn't like so much. And I had written that I didn't understand why you didn't like the game. Then right after I said that, I said I can understand why someone doesn't like Mother 3 or something like that. I meant to say I understand people don't always agree and that I'm not furiously distressed that you didn't like the same games as me. But instead I said I don't understand why you don't like Mother 3. I'm confused. But I do understand why you don't like Mother 3. This is becoming one of my favorite memories.
Got it.
Are you there?
Okay.
Yeah, I'm just processing this memory.
In spirit.
Okay.
I mean, Mother 3 was a very interesting game that we played.
Yeah.
Never
We
played
started out really, and I actually had this in my list of my favorite memories. We really started out liking this, and then it just devolved into, yeah, fuck this game.
Yeah.
I would like to give it a go.
No, don't. It
Okay.
talks about like
Okay, no
children
worries.
in hot tubs and
What?
Nazi undertones.
They killed a
Okay.
pig.
It's really weird.
But we've played things like I have no mouth and I must scream.
True.
Yeah.
We play all sorts of weird shit on this show.
But the music for Mother 3 is wicked.
It is good.
It is
Okay.
good. It's brilliant.
Salgam.
It's
Salgam.
so good.
All right, next entry from Eric Mischenfelder. Dan, you want to take this one?
Yes. Hey FS crew, congrats on the success in the 100th episode. I hope all you continue to be happy, healthy, and have fun making the show. Here are my 5 favourite memories from the show in no particular order. I thoroughly enjoyed the Final Fantasy 7 and 8 casts. The breakdown about every disc was great to listen to, and it brought up some interesting discussions.
Those are some good shows. But although we didn't do a Final Fantasy 7 show, we did the 8 show.
We should do 7 at some point.
7 show should be around the corner.
I mean, 7. I think that's. We'll get to our memories later, but 8 is the 8 show that we did is one of my favorite series of shows.
I wish I was on that one.
Yeah, well, don't live in England. Continue, Daniel.
The second memory is, of course, the great sitting and standing debate, which has been ongoing since episode 89, I believe.
Oh, my God.
Wow.
Thanks, Jack.
Jack Grant
seriously.
just forever changed the way I see the world.
He's the man.
And the third memory is the Diddy Kong Racing versus Mario Kart versus Crash Team Racing episode. Made me give a fair shake to Crash Team.
One of the best, most well thought out shows we ever did.
Yeah.
I did enjoy that one a lot. That was a really good episode.
Yeah. Although your game won.
It did win, thank God.
That's why he likes it, but whatever.
Memory 4 is Aaron laying down his motorcycle during a turn for no apparent reason. That story was amazing.
He just crashed his motorcycle all the time.
Dump my motorcycle again. Dumped it again.
I was going around a corner really slow, and it just fell over on me.
Oh my God.
What about his escalator accident?
That was on my list.
Oh, God.
No, it was pretty serious. People got injured. Ooh.
He actually made us feel really bad for laughing about that. Like, it's just comedic. People on an escalator just piling up.
Don't even know what that because everyone was so close together.
But then if you think about how sharp an escalator stair is.
But apparently people had to talk. I think he said people were really traumatized by it. And I was like,
it's an escalator accident.
You can't not find it fucking hilarious.
You need to go to a counselor because you fell on an escalator.
Escalator.
Later. Continue, Dan.
Memory 5 is lastly, who could forget Toronto Batman? The only episode I, and probably many others, could not finish.
I don't think anyone will ever let me forget Toronto Batman, so I'm good.
I couldn't finish that episode.
I could barely finish it. I was on it.
Oh my God, but we were trying so hard to be like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah.
And try to jump in, and it was just, we shouldn't have published it.
Because I'm listening to it and I'm like, are these guys just rolling with it? Because fair play, you keeping a straight face.
We tried.
Yeah, you did well. You did well, but I really wanted to know what was going through your minds at that moment.
What was going through my mind was fuck you, Jess.
What was going through my mind was fuck.
Did you really have no idea that it would play out like that?
No idea.
No, every single time I've talked to him in real life, he's been articulate, on point, good conversationalist.
And then he just did this for the whole episode, did this one voice.
I feel like 100% he was on drugs.
Oh my
I'm not joking. That would be the only thing that would explain it.
Well, and then his girlfriend was in the back bitching at him.
You must have been so confused, Jess, because you actually know the guy.
Yeah.
Do you actually know him or know of him? He's not a personal friend.
Not so much now. We hung out at Comic-Con together. But wouldn't call him up out of the blue.
A Trucks on Fire convention.
Yeah.
Oh man! Next entry, Tom. You want to take this one?
Yes. It's hello from John the Chinaman. Hello, Factory Seal crew. John from China checking in after hearing your request for favourite moments. Have to put in my vote for the classic Ronnie Pickering bit from episode 69. First time hearing it, I was howling laughing in the middle of a business park to many confused looks. Digging it up again last week at home, I was still giggling like an idiot. You slag. Thank you for getting.
Ronnie Pickering.
Ronnie Pickering, you slay!
Who are you?
Ronnie Pickering, you slay!
Who's that? Me.
You slag.
Oh.
Started that.
He gets so pissed off when the guy's like, "Who's that?" I am.
Brilliant. Thank you for getting me through some very long and boring drives. Keep up the great work, you slags, and congrats on the 100 episodes.
Thanks, John.
Thank you, John.
Sam Chun has a really long email. We're not going to read all of it. We can pick out his favorites. I'll just kind of paraphrase it quick since I've read it a few times. Basically, he says some of his favorite episodes, episode 19, there's the Final Fantasy VI special. Have to admit, this is my favorite memory of the podcast within its lifetime, even though the episodes devoted to Final Fantasy VIII was extremely close. I think that for me, what did it for me is this favorite memory of the podcast is the good music, and especially the live version of the opera real vocals. Really caught up with me, blah, blah, blah. What made it so very memorable was the fact that even though Eric and Kevin were imbibing, they both really covered some of the key aspects of the game, both in gameplay and character development. Imbibing is an understatement. I had a terrarium filled with bourbon. It was my snifter.
So classy.
So classy. Jess, you want to take that? That was from Sam Chun. Sam, we've read through the rest of your stuff. We're going to take it to heart. It's just a lot to read. He likes to write really long emails.
He does.
And I like them because it gives us things to think about and games to play. Jess, you want to take the next one?
Hi, Factory Sealed crew. You've all been bringing my daily grind joy for years now. At gunpoint, I would have to say that my favorite Factory Sealed moment was the creation of the Proper Bollocks brand.
Oh, no.
You all need to pull your resources and mass produce the British Factory Sealed Proper Bollocks brand clothing line. I would even drink coffee out of a Proper Bollocks brand mug in the morning. Anyways, keep your testicle top notch, and I'll keep supporting you all. Thanks for all you guys have created, and congrats on episode 100. P.S. Jess, Fear the Walking Dead has finally become watchable. I'll try it again.
I really think
that was from Matt Ernie, by the way. Thank you very much, Matt.
I think we need to go on Shark Tank and pitch the Proper Bollocks brand.
Is that the same as Dragon's Den?
Yeah.
Shark Tank.
I mean, everybody loves testicles and everybody loves clothes, so why not just testicles on clothes?
And everyone thinks that British things are only fancy on ourselves, Proper Bollocks. Because
everybody's going to have pictures of testicles with top hats and monocles and canes. Everybody's going to love it.
It'll be perfect.
Yeah, British things are fancy.
Jaguar.
Hey, Jaguar. Jaguar. Look at my Porsche.
I still have that Etsy shop named Proper Bollocks.
Keep it.
Keep it.
I was very aggressive.
I'm going to start making the mugs.
I signed up for that while we were on the show because I was afraid somebody would see that and be like, ooh.
Yeah, Eric, people don't care that much.
No, that's what, no, okay.
Next entry comes from Brian Ha. Hey, Factory Seal crew, one of the most memorable moments of the show's 100-episode history for me was most of episode 17. You guys were discussing Zelda 2, Little Nemo, and Zombies Ate My Neighbor. Aaron made Eric and Jess start the show early so that he could get the show done before his wife came home. He then proceeds to constantly interrupt the show with phone calls, vacuuming, barking dogs, pizza deliveries, and eventually had to bow out halfway through the show because his wife came home early. I also enjoyed Eric and Jess throwing him under the bus after he left. I gave the whole episode a southern accented 10.
10.
I also liked when Aaron managed to total his bike going only 10 miles an hour. Thanks for all the memories, FSP crew. I can't wait to see what you pull up for the next 100 episodes. Sincerely, Craig's Vague Plague. He sent his address, but he says, please do not send me porn because that's what my email is for. Another memory that stands out is the ham horn intro from Yamas and the utter awesomeness of Craig's Vague Plague.
Oh, wow.
I mean, Craig's Vague Plague is pretty sweet.
Damn right.
If they're ever going to
Craig's Vague Plague
rebrand,
is classic.
if they're ever going to rebrand Red Faction, they could resurrect it as Craig's Vague Plague, and I'd play it.
Can you go into the bathroom or something? Can you put the dog somewhere else? No, they have to be with me. They'll just bark more. How?
He did the one show inside his closet. Do you remember that?
What?
Do it.
He was in his closet.
Guys, I gotta go. My wife needs the computer now.
Oh, man.
I just picture him with headphones on in the closet.
And his dog was barking outside the closet door. He's like, I gotta go. And then we kept giving him shit like, dude, put your dog outside. Yeah, it's like -40. I'm like, well, at least he won't be barking.
Finally, the mystery why there was no more episodes is solved.
Oh, man. Next one, Dan.
This is from Mr. Jack Grant. Hey, Eric, Jess, Tom, and Dan. Long time no email, so I thought now is a great chance to send one. I try to keep it short and sweet. The memory that impacted me the most will be different to most people. I remember when my emails were first read by you guys, which is episode 49 at an hour and 4 minutes. The reason this stuck out to me is because I, like many other fans, I use you guys as role models.
I'm sorry, Jack.
Jack, don't.
You have so much more to
please
aspire.
don't.
You have so much more to live for.
I mean,
Don't want to end up like us.
we're models, obviously, because of how ridiculously good looking we are, but not role models.
Yes, Calvin Klein models, maybe.
I'm just an underwear model from the back.
And then he said, keep up the amazing work and dedication, Jack Grant. P.S. and Toronto Batman, how could I forget?
Shit.
Another
Like,
one
that
of
is just the black mark on our perfect history. Perfect is a loose term in this case. He's from a place called Middlesex.
Yeah.
Yes, it's in the middle of all the sex.
It's just right in the center of the orgy.
Yeah.
I mean, if England was one giant dude pile, he'd be right in the middle. I mean, not him personally.
No. But
Where he lives would be the middle of the dude pile.
exactly.
Let's see. Next one. I mean, thank you, Jack. I'm touched that we're your role models.
I'm also worried.
I am too, but
I'm overall touched.
I've actually kind of been curious about this. Do other people out there listening to our show utilize our catchphrases?
Send us an email.
You're telling me that there's people wandering around the world going, what?
I mean, it's like, surely there's gotta be. And that scares me.
Oh God, we're just letting loose.
We average a large chunk of downloads per episode. Surely at least something has stuck with people.
Ronnie Pickering.
Ron
Usually.
Pickering usually. I think I have my. I'm going to save my memories because I have something pertaining to Jack Grant. I'm going to save it for later when we go through our own favorite memories. Okay, just remind me of Jack Grant. Next one, Tom. Entry 9.
This is from Ricky Evans. It says, my favorite show memory was the time Jess finished that game. Oh, wait, I did think I dreamt that. Okay, my favorite show memory was when Jess got past the start screen of the, oh, I dreamt that one too. Shit. Okay, my favorite memory has to be all the shows. I just can't get enough. Also, keep up the good work. Love you guys.
Love you too, Ricky. You know what's even better? The fact that Jess, in this very moment, is not here to defend herself.
It's all true. It's all true.
That's
Yes.
what happens. As soon as you duck out of this show, as soon as you're not here, just fucking get mowed down.
Oh, it's absolutely what it is. So, a little context. We were going to allow this to just slip out, but I feel like that's not the factory sealed way. Jess was at a bachelorette party this weekend, so was doing the show from her hotel room and forgot to account for the fact that she'd have to check out at a certain time. So she paid extra to stay longer, and we're still not done in time. So she's now leaving the hotel room to go see if she can go sit in her car and do the rest of the show from her car. So she's not here to defend her shitty completion record.
Dedication, though.
Starting the game does not constitute finishing it, Jess. There's a fair number of games we all haven't completed, but like when it comes to the brass tacks.
The brass tacks? I don't know that saying.
The silver knobs.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I know the silver knobs.
The adamantium buttons.
Again, not sure on that one.
But you know all about silver knob. The golden penis.
Yeah.
The gilded penis, Daniel. Because it's not entirely gold, it's just gold covered.
Gold plated.
Snazzy.
Well, not plated, because plating and gilding are two different things.
Oh, okay,
Jeeves,
okay.
fetch the gilded penis. Quite.
Jeeves,
It's a thin gold paint for gilded.
Jeeves, plate the gold on your handcuffs.
Jeeves, dip your dick in the gold. It's like in Dark Souls, dip your head in wax. Just dunk your dick in gold. It's made of gold. See, now somebody's going to go out there and say that to one of their friends.
Let's stop talking. This is the end. No more shows.
I mean, it's
We
crazy.
can't have this unleashed upon the world anymore.
The,
We've got fans from all over the world. We've got Australia, we've got China, everywhere. So it's slightly worrying.
the next memory comes from Sean McIntosh, who writes in, "Oi, crew!" He's from Michigan, and that's how they speak in Michigan. My favorite Factory Seal moments are both one-liners from Dan.
This is my favorite memory.
Because it's all about you and your narcissist.
Yeah.
The first one was when Eric was giving him guff for having noise in the background, and Dan responded about how they built the road right through his house. I don't know why, but that just hit me just right and sent me into a laughing fit. One of your dumber statements.
It's stuck though.
My other
In fact,
memory
we mentioned it earlier, so
My other memory came at the end of an episode when Eric asked if anyone had any final thoughts. Dan quickly quipped, "You're an idiot." The banter between you two is probably my favorite part of the show. Keep up the good work, and thanks in advance for sending me the Jeeves box.
I can't remember that one.
You're an idiot. Those are some good memories. I'm glad. Thank you to everybody who wrote in. We did compile all of your thoughts and entries into the Jeeves box, which we will be drawing for in just a little bit. But I thought it would be a good idea if we collectively kind of put together a list of our favorite memories, along with some of our favorite games that we played, and then some of the worst games we played.
Yeah.
So I sat down for about an hour last night and just kind of flipped through some of the old episodes, and I think what I took away from this is that we're really stupid.
Yep.
When we get together,
I mean,
like, we all have jobs and we all perform fine at our jobs, but then as soon as we get together on this one day,
yeah,
all logic and sense goes out the window.
I would venture to say that the four of us collectively all have very professional jobs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, Jess is a professor. Tom designs websites with security clearance.
Yeah.
Dan pretends to write things.
Yeah.
And I deal with very, very large amounts of money.
And
So
doesn't do
they,
anything to get it.
Yeah.
And then on a Sunday morning / afternoon, this
All
happens.
become 12 years old again.
Yeah.
I feel this has always happened with me and Eric, because me and Eric, we've always been quite close after Voldemort Towers and stuff like that, but when Tom and Jess are added into the mix as well, it just gets even worse.
Oh, yeah. I don't think
So-
we've really had a collective intelligent thought between the two of us, and it just gets dumber.
Yep.
So I guess we'll just kind of go through, and some of my favorite episodes, or just favorite memories in general, like all of the hiatuses that we used to have compared to how we do it now, it was insane. Like Jess would be able to relate to a little bit more, but obviously she's not here. It was such a loose schedule. We never had a schedule set. It's like, oh, how about today? How about 3 weeks from now? And we go sometimes 6 weeks or 6 months without a show.
Yeah.
Wow.
Really.
And now for
Most we've missed about 3 weeks now, I think.
But like, were you and Jess and Aaron like you were always chatting between like during the hiatus period, and then eventually just finding a time that both fit for you guys, or did you?
it
just
was mainly
one day
done
pick up the
through
phone?
Skype. Like we didn't have the WhatsApp chat that we have now to
Oh.
keep track of things.
Back in the day.
And it was hard because Aaron's schedule was really rough, and he would hardly ever play the games, and then Jess never played the games, and
I'm gonna say.
So just you played the games and had something to talk
and just tried to pull people through this show with me. It's like, oh, God, shut your dog up. I'm trying to talk about a game.
Well, man, you're welcome that we showed up when we did.
I didn't say thank you.
I know, I'm saying it
I'll
for
take
you.
that as a thank you.
Should we just
You're
kind of
welcome. Aaron.
let's just take turns sharing memories. Let's do this like a kumbaya thing. Imagine there's this digital bonfire happening. We're holding hands
I'm not touching you.
and we're reminiscing. I've got gloves on, don't worry.
Were we in a circle?
You've probably got Kragsvag plaque,
Well, naturally, which is why I've got my hazmat suit on.
which coincidentally, in a big segue, is my first memory.
What?
Kragsvag plaque.
That was birthed forth from our Las Vegas show, wasn't it?
I think so. Well, that was the precursor, which is another one of my memories, is the first time you said vag, and I called you out on it. And it's an extension from that.
You just can't get enough of my vagueness.
I know.
It's so vague.
It's so plaguey.
So so vague.
I just remember the episode where I think Jess is like she's just worried about something behind her, and it was just a guy just looking through the window of her house.
Oh, yes,
Just
Jess's
stood
stalker.
there. And then nothing was happening for a while, and then Dan just goes, "Is he jacking it?"
Is he jacking?
It just went straight there. Just went from 0 to 100 in a couple of seconds. I just
That's
lost
all
it.
that Dan cares about. It's just penis.
We were like, "Oh, is he? Do you know him? Like, maybe is trying to sell you something? Maybe he's on his way up the driveway.
We should call the
We
cops.
should call the police. Like, what's happening here?" And then it's just, is he jacking it? Guy outside girl's house equals guy jacking it. That's all that you need to know.
For
Subsequently,
the full context.
Aaron had a stalker too.
Yeah, one of the episodes is called Aaron has a stalker.
Yeah.
You must
So
have yeah.
somebody got his phone number and was texting him. We discovered through the process of elimination who it was, because it was around the same time that I was in Seattle.
Oh, nice.
And this guy knew I was in Seattle. He's like, hey, we should meet up for a beer. And I just couldn't make it work. And then we discovered that it was the same guy who was texting Aaron. I think that was Jeff Woods.
Oh, like a listener?
Yeah, I don't think he was like stalking, but we just, anybody.
Right, okay.
And Dan, for your information, I don't know if he was jacking it.
Because that's what he wants to know right now.
Yeah. What I'd forgotten about, was he jacking it?
That is a good one.
That is good. Aaron's constant motorcycle accidents, I think, are just a fantastic memory from the beginning of the show.
Sounds like there were a lot.
Oh, God. Always.
You should just get a car, I reckon. Just stick 2 fucking wheels on
God
there.
knows what he'd do to that thing.
There's more mass to it. I don't know how he'd tip it over, though.
Oh, dear.
What about you, Dan?
I have a very good selection here. I think one of my favourites is Tom when he revealed he had a hatred of bearded folk.
Is that from the Wet Viking episode?
Yes.
I suddenly realised that I didn't trust people with beards. If more than one guy comes to your door and they're both wearing with beards,
Both wearing a beard.
Make sure you put on your beard. We're going to Tom's house.
whether they're wearing them or they've grown them organically, be worried.
Oh, man. Organic beards.
I liked it when we were chatting about. I think it was after your accident, Eric,
Uh-huh.
and you were like saying that you could be born without a collarbone.
Oh, God.
Oh, the collarbone man.
And then that picture stayed up in the chat, and then the next episode just
It was
brought it all
still
around
there.
again.
Yeah.
What about the episode when Dan and I were talking about where we would live if we could live anywhere else? Like, how about the moon? And Dan's going to build this island in the Caribbean out of children's tears.
Oh, God. We
Curtis,
promised never to mention that one again.
Dan's going to use child labor.
isn't that building Curtisopolis?
Yes.
Which didn't have any buildings. So it couldn't be a metropolis. Is that what you said?
Yeah. It couldn't be a metropolis. Yeah, he was on about that for ages.
The what?
You wouldn't let me have Opolis because you said it was wrong.
Oh, yeah, that's right, because it wouldn't be a city.
It could be in
Curtisville.
Curtis Opolis or nothing.
Curtis Polis.
Yeah.
Dan, one of my favorite memories is your abysmal internet.
Of course.
That's a present, isn't it?
And just how I think that made us connect with everybody because they realized that at that point we are truly just people with woes of our own. We aren't these celebrities to be oogled.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I've upgraded now, so now we are.
There is an authenticity about, disconnecting during a podcast.
Yeah, I mean, it really
going
just
all robotic.
jams a stick into the spokes.
Yeah. But
this might be the first week ever I haven't gone full robot.
It's great.
I'd love it
And Crystal can sit and watch her shows the entire time.
Yeah.
I'd love it if you'd gone full robot during that sentence.
Eric, add it in.
I totally will. I'm already doing it. Tom.
My next memory is the official introduction of What, because this went on forever. And particularly my favourite What is the one where somebody said it sounded like it was a wet towel slapping against a wall.
Yeah.
I think that was a collective design, too, because it was just something that you'd always said, and it finally hit me how ridiculous it sounds.
Yeah, but everybody in the Northeast sounds the same when they say What.
What?
That's true.
I think catchphrases in general, like sneakors,
Sneakors,
hamburger, Twitter, and then get it,
Get it?
Yeah, that was one of my memories.
and then Cheryl. Have you seen Cheryl? Little
About
girl,
7.
black
Short black hair.
Yeah. Have you seen her? She's my daughter.
I have to find her.
Cheryl. Is that you?
Sybil. Not you.
No.
I want Cheryl.
Cheryl. How about when Jess lit her truck on fire?
I've got that one too. That was a classic.
Fantastic.
Oh, yeah.
Once again, not here to defend herself.
Oh.
Just insane. Like, to her, it just wasn't a big deal.
She just kind of said it flippantly, didn't she? Like, it was just, Yeah, my truck was on fire.
It's the blaze outside.
And that guy was standing there next to a jack in it.
Oh man, that fire gets
Get it!
See if we can put this fire out with a ghost accident.
Oh, not again.
Oh. It's like I've been attacked by a ghost.
Was that actually part of the episode, or was that part of the Factory Sealed Relive?
It was an
Unwrapped?
unwrapped. Yeah.
What was the context?
That is a memory that you can see, Eric, I think.
What was the context for that? Because it was for the Final Fantasy VII HD remake.
Yes.
I'm like,
Good
Dan, what's your
memory.
room look like? Are you okay? And he's like, it looks like I've been attacked by a ghost.
Yeah. And it was like, Crystal, don't come in here.
Like, what's all that white stuff? Looks like I've been attacked by a ghost.
We painted our walls.
Man, I've said some stupid shit over the course of this podcast.
We all have.
Yeah. Me too. Dread to go back over it.
We already discussed desert punting.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I've got developing the random game generator, then constantly getting shit games.
Barbie
It
supermodel.
essentially did what it was designed to do.
Yes.
Yeah, can't fault it. Apart from the shite it churned out.
Just why we don't do it anymore.
Yeah, just
It was too hard to take it seriously. It's like, well, I mean, we played a solid chunk of Barbie Supermodel.
it would
We
work
have a
if we had
video.
like a 30-minute cap on each game or something. Like you could get a taster of it. That would be a good idea.
That would be good.
Like you just
Oh, ideas,
30
Tom.
minutes.
Ooh.
Yeah. Just a small fixed amount of time. If it doesn't grab you, and then, that's that.
We may incorporate that in the future.
So, yeah, we'll think about that one. I loved Dan's complete disdain towards Silent Hill. Because all through
I've
the
also got
episode,
this. I've got been forced by everyone to play Silent Hill.
all through the episode, you're just like, level design shite. No, it's rubbish. What's he doing here?
You guys talked about this for like 3 hours as well. I just
It was a
want to
long
kill
show because only Eric and I finished it.
Well, there was so much to talk about.
And there were so many puzzles too.
I
And
was so hungry by the end and needed a pill.
God. I did. God, that's so
I think my legs actually died during because I was sitting there.
It was funny because there was like typical video game style. Okay, get the key from behind the glass box. You must play these notes to get the key, to unlock the glass case, to get the key inside or whatever. And Dan, you were just like, why doesn't he just smash it?
I know it makes more sense.
You were just trying to speed it along as quickly as possible. And I was laughing about that for days.
Good one, Tom. Eric, it's not from the podcast, but I think we have to mention our legendary Batman Forever
I
video.
have that on my list as well. That is one of the best videos we've ever done.
I don't think I've ever laughed that much for such a long time. It was just hilarious.
For anyone who hasn't seen this, for a Factory Sealed Relives, Dan and I decided to play Batman Forever on the Super Nintendo.
Oh, God.
And
It is
proceeded to have the most ridiculous time. And I think what even compounds the hilarity of the video is that for some reason, the right fifth of the screen is cut off. No idea why. But the fact that you and I are in actual physical tears playing this game.
Yeah, it was so funny. We got thwarted by an empty room.
We couldn't figure out how to go down a hole. And then when we did, it was just this monumental achievement.
Basically, we're pressing all the buttons trying to do combos. This Batman Forever game is so clunky, and you have to use a grapple to get up this ledge. And we couldn't figure out how to do it. And I finally did it and started swinging across the ceiling. And then I went, whee!
And then I figured it out about 3 minutes later, and it was just 2 minutes of whee! and then trying to figure out how to glide.
And then during this, when we're absolutely pissing ourselves laughing, I accidentally managed to get up on top of the ledge with no idea how I did it.
How'd you do that?
And I go, I don't know.
If you haven't seen that video, it is top notch.
And all the some of the Rocket League videos are great as well.
Oh,
yeah.
God.
With all
Irish
the
guy
Jeeves
with a
stuff.
lisp.
It's just noise. 5 Harry Dans.
5 Harry
Oh,
Dans.
God, 5 Harry Dans.
OJ 5 Harry Dans. Discovering Carmageddon for the first time.
Oh
I've
my
got
god.
Eric nearly jizzing his pants as he discovers Carmageddon.
I forgot all about that.
You know what comes out
Come
Tuesday. Actually, it might already be out, people.
I think it was the 10th of June. Or maybe it is already out.
The new Carmageddon for PS4.
Uh-huh.
Max... Oh my god, what is it?
What is it, Max Carnage?
I think it's out! Oh my god, I think it's out!
Here we go again.
I need a reliable source. Max Damage, Carmageddon.
Have you been attacked by a ghost?
There's ghosts everywhere! It's out!
It is out. It's 25 quid.
Oh my god, we're buying it! Oh my god. Who wants to play games with me this afternoon?
Yes.
Oh!
Has it got multiplayer? I hope so.
Oh, shit, yeah! Guys!
Max.
We're gonna run over people in Zimmer frames!
With a jet-powered hearse.
Oh! Oh, man. Can we just end the show? Like, fuck the rest of this. Let's go play Carmageddon.
I love that the homepage of CarmageddonMaxDamage.com is a trailer video of just cars mowing people down.
Guys,
Have you seen?
we have to play this evening.
He drives through a football field, does a handbrake turn, and takes out like 40 people.
I don't care if this game is a hot pile of inside-out anus.
Yeah.
We have to get it. Thomas, will you at least buy it and play it with me? Because I know Dan likes to pinch pennies with his butthole.
Yeah, I'll buy it. I'm always up for fun.
Oh, yes. At least you're the fun one in this relationship.
Sorry, I'm the sensible one.
The missus only gave me 3 pennies this month.
I like the opening quote is, it's the racing game where racing is for wimps. So
Now, is there a physical copy of this? Because if
Yes.
there's physical, I need to go get physical.
yeah, there's a disc copy.
Okay, I'm going to the store after this to buy Max Damage.
Fair enough.
Nice.
Can this just be the game for next week?
Yeah. Oh shit.
Where's
Sold
the
out
game
on
for next
Amazon.
week?
Well, we'll talk about that later. More memories. I have so many. One of my other favorite ones, I do have to say, was a stroke of genius. In analyzing Dan's trip to Australia, we discovered jock buns.
Job fun.
Oh yeah. Was that? When did we discover that though? What episode was that?
I don't know, but it was...
Were we playing Night Trap?
I think so, and it was where we were discussing how Australia is just blurry.
No, Star Fox. And we were talking about Dan's photos
Yes.
being blurry. Yeah.
Yeah.
Jock buns. Do you still think about
yeah.
that every time you put that shirt on?
I don't wear it anymore.
Because of that?
No way.
We need to get a shirt that says something about smooth area.
Oh, Smooth Area, of course, is a classic.
That's me describing my...
That whole episode just talking about Tom's dick.
A random moment.
It's never got more attention in my whole life.
Not even from you. All the pinky etiquette.
Pinky etiquette.
I think we've really classed up a lot of our listeners.
Yeah. They're raising their pinkies too in harmony.
I think that goes hands in hand with the development of Jeeves and Tom's posh persona.
Jeeves. Celebrate that slap shot.
Over 100 episodes, I guess within the last 50 or so, we've really developed, I think, some pretty hilarious personifications or caricatures of our particular countries.
I think that's it. You can't take it too seriously.
Well, that's the thing. We get emails from people or tweets from people telling us that our representation of America's not right, and I don't agree with it. It's a caricature, people.
Come on, I portray an old man who owns a cheeseburger company with a dead woman.
The cheeseburger company! Dan's gosh darn cheeseburger company. I don't care if you broke your hip, bitch.
Oh, God.
I don't care if you broke your hip, bitch. Fetch me a gosh darn cheeseburger.
Bert and Edna, it's just
Nice.
obviously fantastic.
Nice.
The cheeseburger company is one of my favorites. Like that is
one of our
way up
unwrapped
there.
episodes. One of our unwrapped sections had nothing but just
Oh God, where we were all in tears talking about it.
the cheddar, how
Oh,
we
God.
made
Gonna get me some cheddar.
some
None of that
mild
pushy
cheddar.
bitch mild cheddar. I need me a real sharp cheddar.
I've got one which is a bit you guys might not remember, but we played Tomb Raider 2, and I was the only person who bothered to finish it. You guys just bowed out after about one level.
This is a hunk of hot shit.
That's true. It's down as one of our worst games we played.
I agree. It's on mine too.
I finished all of that.
God, it's so hard.
Jess joining a motorcycle gang.
Yep.
That was good. That was pretty recent. We already talked about the founding of Proper Bollocks.
Doing the 1/2 live show was fun.
The what?
The Vegas show. When we did the show live, that was fun.
Oh, Half Live. I thought you said Half-Life.
Yeah. No.
No, that was good because we got to hold each other's DSs.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I forgot about that. We didn't talk about that.
I think that might have been part of the Unwrapped. I mean, the thing to take away, people, is that like there's so much stupid shit in the Factory Field Unwrapped. And I think there's a reason that those people who donated to get a peek at it continue, because it's almost a whole other show.
It's a good whack of ridiculous
We talked for an hour
nonsense.
before this one today, didn't we?
About. Did you just say it's a good whack off?
It's a good whack of.
Is he whacking?
You gotta drop that at the ref.
You jerking it?
You fucking jacking it again, son.
Jack.
You jacking it, you slag?
Neither of you were on this, but one of my other favorite episodes or memories was when we had Elias Tefexis on and revealing the truth to him about Birdo from Mario 2.
Oh.
And how Birdo is like this transgender dude that's confused. Just blew his mind.
Nice. All of our guests were good memories for me.
The Toronto Batman I had.
Apart, I didn't know I was on that one.
Making fun of Goof Troop.
Oh.
Because we got some real bad hate about that because I just laced Goof Troop for months. Hate that game.
You still
Never
do.
played it.
One of my other favorite memories is actually finishing Suikoden with Jess. Like, one of the longest games we've ever done, and she finished
Yeah,
it.
Jess always finishes long games.
Yeah.
Did she finish Indigo Prophecy?
I don't think so.
Oh, that shit.
See, I'd actually given up on Suikoden, but Jess finished it. I'm like, well, fuck, now I've got like 40 hours to play to beat this.
Oh, God.
Because she's like, hey, I just finished Suikoden. Are we going to do the show on that this weekend? I'm like,
Oh, my God.
yeah, we are. I was ready
Damn
to
it,
just
Jess.
call it quits.
Fair play.
You guys got anything else on your lists?
I have Ronnie Pickering, but we've covered that.
Yeah, I think
Speaking of your shit internet, we already talked a little bit about... Oh, we already talked about the 8-bit baby and your electricity turning off. Never mind.
Oh, yeah.
another classic.
I just have a couple of favourite things, which obviously I really enjoyed the Battle of the Kart Races episode.
Yes, that was one of my favorite episodes.
And I also fondly remember my first episode, which was episode 45.
And Tom joined on 55.
Yeah, which was when the Final Fantasy VII remake was announced.
That
so
was
I
your
got
first
to-
show.
Uh-huh.
Oh, God, I bet I was insufferable.
Oh yeah, it was like
Those
have
are-
you seen Attacked by a Ghost?
Those are some of my favorite memories to get all sentimental on you, having you two join. Thank you.
Oh, thank you, Eric.
Thank you. Followed by a Bouch.
Yeah. Another favorite memory, all the impressions that we do of each other.
Yep.
Like Tom's working impression of me. Just shit.
It's getting there. It's getting better. Well,
I think
what?
at the top of my list, as one of like the longest reaching, most impactful memory of the show was that email from Jack Grant about the sitters versus standers.
Of course.
Because not only did that affect the show and everybody who listens to it, but it affected my life in such a way that it changes how I look at everybody. Like, do you sit when you wipe your ass? I mean, it has fundamentally changed how the world functions for me. All from one email.
My girlfriend almost disowned me for doing the opposite to her.
I feel like this could break up marriages.
Yeah. She was
I
like,
haven't even
can't
mentioned
believe you
it to
do
my
that.
missus.
She's like, what are you? Do I even know you?
Wait, because
Alright.
she's a stander?
A sitter.
Oh, that's right. And you're a weird stander.
That's the thing,
Team
son.
stand, Tom.
Team stand.
Team stand.
Stand.
What about some of our favorite games favorite games we've played? I've got a pretty decent list.
I'll go through mine first if you want.
Go for it, Dan.
Go for it.
Crash Team Racing,
Okay.
Zelda Minish Cap,
Oh, yeah.
Streets of Rage 2.
Are these in any
Zelda?
particular order?
No.
Okay.
Evo Search for Eden.
Oh, I have that too.
Batman Forever, but that's also in the worst. Metal Gear Solid. Psychonauts. Roll Galaxy, recommended by Eric.
Ooh.
Paper Mario. Abe's Exodus, and Undertale.
Oh, that's a good list.
Yeah.
Thomas.
I've got Star Fox 64.
Really?
Yeah, I hadn't played it before, stupidly.
Interesting. Also, that's another one of my favorite memories. Dubbing Tom Yam.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Yeah, of course. Forgot about that. Actual Sunlight, because it was really cool having a developer on.
Oh, yeah.
That was a great memory. Popular Cross.
Yes.
Can't forget about those shows.
Oh, my God. More people need to play that game.
Undertale, because that surprised me quite a lot. That was funny. And finally, Silent Hill, because I would never have played that otherwise on my own. If we
It's
hadn't
my
done the
worst.
show on it, I would never have touched it. I played that. I got to like halfway through the game, and then the podcast was the next day, and Kat stayed up all night with me, helping me finish the game.
Oh,
So
Aw.
I have a good memory of that now.
Aw.
Yeah. What about you, Eric?
Likes you.
Yeah.
I do actually have a favorite episode. And that's where we played Link's Awakening.
Oh.
That
Which one
was
was
episode 10. That was a long time ago.
Wow.
Followed very closely by episode 5, where we played Illusion of Gaia. Two of my all-time favorite games.
Wow. What about apparently there was an episode where all you guys did was read out emails.
Yes.
Was that I imagine that was pretty fun too.
We had like 20 emails that show. It was insane.
Nice.
So some of the other games, Castlevania Symphony of the Night, played with Oliver. Final Fantasy VI Special, because I'd never played Final Fantasy VI to that point. Final Fantasy VIII shows that I did with Kevin and Derek and Jess for one episode. She gave up, naturally.
After the first disc.
Evo Search for Eden, phenomenal game. Dan and I just picked it out of the blue. No, it was a listener recommendation.
was it? I thought we random game generated that one.
I think it was a listener suggestion. They're like, you guys should try this.
Okay.
And it turned out to be one of the coolest Super Nintendo games I've played in recent memory.
Yeah, it fell apart towards the end, but
Yeah,
was
because it got
pretty good.
super hard, but it was still
Yeah.
really cool. The Mario Kart, Crash Team, Diddy Kong, all three of those. Minish Cap, obviously. Actual Sunlight, Psychonauts, Pope LaCroix, Chrono Trigger, because I hadn't played that up to this point.
Oh, Chrono Trigger's fantastic.
And then I put Undertale, Silent Hill, and then Beneath a Steel Sky. For some reason, that really hit with me.
I didn't like the old thing when we went through adventure games for ages.
Well, I think of all of those, Beneath the Steel Sky was the best one.
Just because of that ending.
I Have No Mouth and I Must Scream was cool, but it got kind of...
Stupid.
It got weird.
Stupid.
It got.
Do you want my worst games?
Let's hear it.
Turok,
Oh, that's the top of my list, too.
Barbie Supermodel,
Okay.
actually Grim Fandango.
Yeah,
Really?
Because
that's
it
on
was
mine
a
too.
slog and a half.
I
The
thought about putting that
Sims.
in my favorites.
The Sims from Jess.
Okay.
Indigo Prophecy.
Oh, you're so dumb.
Oh, what?
What was terrible towards the end, guys? Come on.
Yeah.
The story did go a bit mental,
Let's not forget the Kung Fu sections.
and the furniture.
Sonic Adventure
Yo.
Oh,
and Silent Hill.
fair enough.
Wow, you're controversial.
Oh man, I had The Sims because I played the PSP version.
Yep, I did too.
Fucking toilet. Grim Fandango, Tomb Raider 2, and
How dare you.
Night Trap.
I'm so good I miss Night Trap.
Night Trap was pants.
It was pants. Yeah, it was so stupid.
My worst games, number 1, Turok, followed by Goof Troop. Then a long time ago, Aaron and I played a game called Dragon Power. Fuck that
Dragon
game.
Power.
Oh, what was that game that we played where you were two monsters fighting over a
War
city?
of the Monsters.
War of the Monsters. That should be in my worst game.
Oh,
as well.
King of the Monsters.
Sorry.
King of the Monsters. Sorry, yeah,
We
that's
got
it.
another hilarious video where we play that too.
Speaking of
Yes.
dragons, another one of my worst games was Legend of Dragoon.
Yeah, you hit that.
Oh,
I mean, that can go squat on some brat.
I finished that.
Ugh. I'm sorry.
It was tough. It was
Sonic
tough.
Adventure. Race Driving.
Best front cover
Oh
ever.
God, race driving.
And then Tomb Raider 2. I mean, that's another fun memory, too, is all the Tomb Raider stuff.
Yeah.
Classic.
It's been a fun 100 episodes.
I can't believe it's episode 100. It's nuts. Just
Yeah.
everybody who listens, thank you so much.
It
Yes,
is.
thank you.
It's amazing.
It is. I mean, we started this show. Jess, Aaron, and I started it in the fall of 2012 at E3, just as something extra to do. I never thought we'd still be doing it at 100 shows, much less have as many people listening as we do. And especially to the people who support us on Patreon, I mean, that's just insane.
Yes.
Which is
Thank you so
why
much.
we want to pay people back by giving things away.
Excellent segue.
Yes.
Tom, as if he wasn't going to say it.
I know. I thought I had to do it.
I was going to try to lure it out. So we have been talking about the fabled Jeeves box, where only the finest accoutrements will be deposited within and mailed to you in this lovely, lush box of shit.
But it's not shit.
However, we decided to give away more than just that. So, we asked you to write in. Anybody who wrote in got an entry. If you supported on Patreon, you got an entry per dollar that you donate. So, even if you didn't send an email, just by way of donating money, we gave you entries. We figured that wasn't enough. We had to do more for the 100th episode. So we decided to give away more stuff. What
This is
stuff
what we
is
do.
that, might you ask? We have 4 runner-up prizes.
Yes. What are those runner-up prizes?
Runner-up prizes are going to be a stocking made by me of a video game character of your choice. Some coasters.
If you win it, pick the most complicated one, thanks.
Some coasters made by Sir Yam.
Yes.
And something crocheted by Grandma Jess.
Which are
Not
great
all
prizes.
three of those. Those are 3 different prizes. So 3 different people. One person will get the stocking, one will get the coasters, one will get the crocheted something.
Yep.
Then we're going to give away something that was a Patreon reward. One of, I think, the best Patreon rewards. You can pick a game and join us on the show to talk about it. Like Matt Ernie did.
Yeah. Get some.
Yes. And finally, the number 1 prize is the Jeeves box, which, let's see if I can remember everything that's in it. We've got the USB bracelet from Will O'Neill, developer of Actual Sunlight. We have the limited edition metallic art print signed by Rob Duenas, along with a signed copy of the Retro magazine that featured that print on the cover, signed by Rob. We have a signed copy of Deus Ex Human Revolution, signed by Elias Tefexis. We have a stocking of the Hylian shield from Ocarina of Time, made by me. We've got 2 coasters from Yam.
Mm-hmm.
One is the FS logo. The other is Mario.
Yep.
Along with a copy of Popolo Croix for PSP.
Yep.
Which I'm pretty sure is region locked, so if they get it in America, they're screwed.
No,
Never
UMD
mind.
is universal.
Look at it.
Jess is donating a crocheted Proper Bollocks logo, a companion cube keychain crocheted, a copy of Ratchet and Clank for PS2,
Nice.
and a copy of Mario for NES. We're going to be putting in some sitter or stander mugs, so you can drink your coffee and proudly proclaiming if you do it right or wrong. And I think that's it.
That is crazy. That is it, though, I think.
That is it.
Yes, that's the Jeeves box.
That is the Jeeves box. And we'll write a letter and I'll fake sign it for everybody.
Oh, yeah.
Thomas, shall we begin the proceedings?
Yes, we
Okay.
shall. Where shall we begin? With the small, with the smaller
smallest. We're not just going to
prizes?
blow our load right away and get all this ghost juice everywhere.
Yeah, let's start with the stocking.
Okay.
All right. So let's see. Da-da-da. That's for Brianne Miller.
Brianne Miller. Hopefully she actually gets this time.
Oh yeah.
I will put, you must sign this, or give me a different address.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, we'll be reaching out to these people to get all of their information, but congratulations, Brianne, you get a
Yeah,
stocking.
awesome. Congrats. Next, a couple of coasters for Payne Budick
Or Carl R., I think.
or Carl R.
Are you going to allow them
Which-
to choose what they want?
Yeah.
Okay. And then Jess, what is she? We don't know what she's going to crochet. She just offered to crochet something.
Yeah. So it could be anything, and that goes to Eric Mitchenfelder.
Oh, good name. Good
Strong name.
name.
Strong name.
Strong first name. He sounds like a real tough man.
We ready for this?
What is this for?
This is for the episode.
Oh,
You get to come and join us, pick a game, join the fun.
yes.
That goes to Jack Grant.
Jack Grant,
Jack Grant!
the Mr. Sit Stand himself. Oh man.
Nice one, dude.
Arise from your throne, Jack, and join us on the show.
But wipe before you arise.
Yes, because otherwise we'll smell like shit.
You will have poop caked between your cheeks.
Poop caked between your jock buns.
Oh, poop cake jack buns.
Guys, please, I'm eating after this.
Are you going to be eating pancakes?
Chalk buns?
Pancakes with Nutella? You could put them between there and have poop cake chalk buns.
Stop it.
And now we do recipes. Excellent.
And finally, what everybody's been waiting for, Thomas, who wins the very coveted Jeeves box? Now, mind you, there's a very sophisticated algorithm consisting of names and numbers and Tom
it's a bit like
at a screen.
It's like Tifa's Limit Break now.
Or like all of Final Fantasy Crisis Core.
Yeah.
It makes no sense. It just happens.
Are you ready for this?
I'm ready. Who is it? Oh my god.
It's Ricky Evans.
Ricky! He wrote an email
Ricky,
too,
well
didn't
done.
he? I think Ricky's one of our Patreon supporters.
Yeah, he is.
See?
Awesome.
They win so much shit. Congratulations, Ricky. And to everybody else out there, thank you for putting up with our bullshit
and
for
for your
100
emails.
episodes.
And here's to another 100.
Hopefully we can make it to 100 more.
Whew. Just imagine.
Guys, this has been a long show.
It has.
It has.
We should probably wrap it up. If you want to write us an email, factorysealed@manatank.com. I think the game for next week is
Fear Effect Retro Helix.
Fear Effect Retro Helix. All right. Shit, son.
Nice. Yeah. I look forward to that. I have good memories of that game.
Tom, where can we find you on the Twatter?
You can find me at Hyperjelly.
Daniel,
You can find me at Frosted Love.
you can find me at Honest Pizza. If you want to follow Jess, at I Am a Jess, check us out, facebook.com/factorysealed or at factory_sealed or factory-sealed.com.
That's going to do it.
That is going to do it. Any last thoughts?
Are you an idiot?
I need to go to Jess's moron convention in Toronto.
Just final thought is, again, thank you so much, everybody who listens.
It's been a pleasure. We look forward to more.
Thanks, everybody.
Baby!
Tatty bye! God damn it, that's a wet fart!
God damn it, I shit my pants again! And I can't stand up to wipe!
Bye, everyone.
Get me my reach around wiper! My ass is too big! It's like the Billy Mays gopher, but for wiping your butt. I think I killed Dan with how stupid that was.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my god,
okay,
I've lost. My IQ is down.
It wasn't very high up to begin with.
It was at 3. I worked it up to 3 earlier this week, and now it's -3.
We'll work on it.
More than that, Tom.
We will see you all next week.